Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for a big matchup taking place, England versus the Barbarians. You may notice that sometimes the frame rate, might drop a little bit for myself. That is due to the fact that Sky in New Zealand were not showing this game, so I am actually now in Australia. G'day mates, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well and hope you are all excited for this big matchup between England and the Barbarians. I'm excited to see who comes out on top. It is going to be pretty much, I guess. The thing is, this is pretty much the Harlequins plus a few other players for England taking on the French B side. I know a lot of people have rumoured it as, but it should still be a very entertaining game. Hopefully it does run relatively smoothly for us. But Marcus Smith, he's going to be the number 10 starting this match. We will go through the lineups for you guys right now. And yeah, it is going to be exciting. But do let me know, am I lagging at the moment? Because for me, it seems like I'm kind of in a stop motion movie. Do let me know how it is going. But first of all, we will be looking through at the English starting lineup. Bevan Rod, Walker, and Collier as the front row. Then it is Yules and Hill as your locks. Tom Curry, the captain, under Hill. And then Alex Dombrandt there as well, slotting in at number 8. Then Harry Randall there at 9, number 10. They have gone with Marcus Smith, Atkinson, and Marchant make up the midfield. And also as Will Skelton playing. Says it was Xavier Brown. I know initially I thought he was going to be, but it seems like he's been left out of the lineup. So maybe coming off the bench instead of no lag as well, says Xavier. So that is very good news that it is going to be relatively smooth. I'm actually using Stan Sport, Xavier. I signed up for a trial so that I could find a way of watching this game. So yeah, hopefully it runs relatively smoothly. I will say it's not as clear as it normally is here in New Zealand just because of the VPN side of things, but hopefully it's not too bad and we can still give you guys clear and conclusive updates of what is happening in this match. But then it is Johnny May, Kokonasiga, and also it will be Freeman slotting in at number 15. Now looking through at the Barbarian starting lineup for this matchup. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys go because at the end of the day, some of these guys have played together for a pretty long time. You've got Jean-Baptiste Grue in the front row, Bugaret, of course, playing for La Rochelle, and then Gagashvili, the Georgian international, ready to go. Now, George Cruz, this might be his last match ever for international rugby. So that is why it's so important that the Barbarians put it all together here. Will Skelton will be starting at number 5. So he should hopefully be able to have a decent performance. Dylan Creighton, then Charles Olivon and Tanga at number 8. Then Kuyu at number 9. Hestoi, Botia, Vakatava. That is a scary midfield for the Barbars. And then it will be Damien Pinot, Ninashvili out on one wing. And then Spring sorting in at fullback. The national anthem of England has been done, and also we have got there. Why is it not on Sky? I actually have no idea, but I'm glad that I looked at it just as it was about to come up, because if it wasn't for the fact that I had about 20 minutes to prepare for this one, I literally would have got to the start of the live stream and gone on to Sky and went, hang on, what's happened here? And also, why are there French players? Pretty much the best way of describing it is it's a French coach, so normally that is the side that does have a little bit more favour over any other. Same with what we saw for the Australian selection from Dave Rennie, how he did have about 13 players from the Australian side of things. He did have a few more South Africans scattered throughout there, a couple Japanese players, although I don't believe we've got a single Japanese player in the squad for the Barbarians in this one, but it's played at Twickenham. Big Will Skelton, I'm looking forward to seeing him in action, and also George Cruz as the 2 big locks. Dylan Creighton, Charles Olivon, few very, very good players here. And what we will quickly do is we will go like this. I am just moving my screen around a little bit. And also, is it on TV? For us, it was not. So I've actually had to download Stan Sport to be able to watch this game. So it has been a bit of a tough, I guess you could say a tough juggle round, but it seems like it's going to be working out now. And who is eligible to play for the Barbarians? Pretty much anyone. Anyone and everyone, as long as you aren't in your international side, I believe you are able to get yourself picked for the Barbarians, and also England and the Quins. Says Sebastian there as well, and also hi brother here. All cool, sending much love as well, says BDV, and also shocking crowd, says Xavier, and not as big of a crowd as they wanted, and sending love back to you, Bertie, and everyone watching, says Sebastian, and also Will's mustache looks dodgy. Sebastian, I probably can't comment, that was Gareth. I probably can't comment too much on dodgy looking mustaches, as mine isn't exactly the best one that's ever existed. And also, who are you going for? I mean, I'd love to see the Barbarians do well, but England got quite a few young players making their way into the side. And, I think they might be able to do all right for themselves, England. Well, they are wearing the red for this match by the looks of that. And also we have got there. So if Conor Murray wasn't in the Irish team, he could play for them. I believe so, but he has to be selected. It's kind of all based off the coach, who he wants to bring in. And it's all kind of down to Like, you can literally, there's so many wild cards we've seen, and kickoff has started. Says Xavier, yeah, we're going to be about 30 to 40 seconds delayed compared to Stan's live, just because of every once in a while it is glitching out a bit for me. But now it has been kicked off. The Barbarians have now taken it, and this match between England and the Barbarians now underway. The Barbers in their classic black and white strip, and England wearing the away colours in red, even though they're playing at Twickenham for this match. And also, hi, says Amelia, welcome in. And also, good morning, brother. How you, mate? It's Father's Day here, and we're having a feast, brother. There's Booty V box kick there from the Barbarians. Now going up, nicely taken by, it was the youngster at number 15 for this game. Now stepping nicely for the English, and they all really want to get themselves a win here. A few of these guys, that's a big drop ball there, unfortunately, from, it was one moment. We're going to go like this. I'm going to move this a little bit, but it was Will Collier did end up dropping that one. And also, where's this game being played? It is at Twickenham. All right, and also, what is with is the team? Says Connor there. I assume is that the lineup, maybe, Connor, because at this stage we will go like this. England's lineup is a little bit more of a stock standard one that you would expect to see from England, minus a few of the players from Saracens and also the Leicester Tigers, as they have only just played in the Gallagher Premiership. But this is the lineup that the Barbarians have gone with. So you will notice quite a few French players, a couple Georgians making their way into the side, and then also Big Will Skelton and George Cruz as the two locks as well. Now, ball about to be fed in for the Barbarians. Baptiste Couillou. Oh, straight away, penalty to Barbarians. Now, normally the way of playing as a Barbarian is to pretty much throw caution to the wind, pedal to the metal, and give it 80 minutes of just random all-out pace. And I can't sleep because there's a 1 month to Virgin River Season 4, and I'm anxiously waiting for that bloody trailer came out, or the bloody trailer to come out, I should say. And there as well, but the penalty was given. And I'm interested to see what they decide to do. I'll be honest, I am slightly watching closer to what I would call a stop-motion movie currently, the way that it is going, but we'll see how we go. We'll try and get through it. But yeah, it's a shame that they haven't shown it on Sky. And pretty much good team actually, or pretty good team actually, says Gareth. And yeah, they've got a nice kind of combination going on at the moment for the Barbarians. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not they can get themselves the win over the English. Do actually let me know your score predictions as well, ladies and gentlemen, while we are at it, because this is going to be one of those games. Are you going to stream the match? Sadly, due to the, I guess, restrictions that they do have, sadly, we aren't actually able to show any match footage, but currently the Barbarians, they've got this one sitting about 30 to 40 minutes out. I think Marcus Smith just kicked it straight out of his hands, and now England have got themselves an attacking opportunity. Big Will Skelton makes the tackle there, but England throwing everything, caution to the wind straight away with Bevan Rod making his way forward. Now Marcus Smith passes across. Kicked him behind, beautifully taken there. I think that was that Lavani Bortia was able to take that one like a diving catch. In fact, it would have actually been Tunga. Now that's taken into the 22, 3.5 minutes in, and also we have got there. Should I send more game links to Sebastian? I mean, you'll probably end up well and truly firing up everyone in there. And hey, Hamish, have you heard that Rugby Guru channel had been blocked? Not sure what happened. It was actually from a Super Rugby live stream. He ended up getting a strike from Sansa, and then from there, he's still waiting for it to get taken away. But it is a shame. We have been chatting a little bit outside of live streams just about it. Yeah, hopefully it does get removed relatively soon. And will they be sober enough to win? Says Gareth there. That is a very good question. Currently sitting on the halfway line, slinging it back across here. Nice inside boom from Marcus Smith. Still waiting for it at the back. The little freeze in time. So, yeah, it is going to be a bit more stop motion than our normal live streams. I will mention that as Silly says, Beauty there. It is indeed. Like, it was completely ridiculous how it pretty much ended up getting the strike when it did. Randall goes back. And like they're saying, it's a good start for Eddie Jones's English lineup here. And the big question is whether or not they can get themselves a win over a Barbarian side that are actually playing up against Spain next week. That's been forced into touch. And it will now be a Barbarians line out there, and also a whole year toll, and a whole year to the World Cup, I mean, says Jack. So, yeah, it's not too far away now. It's taken quickly by the Barbarians. And I think literally in the contract, you say you're going to play everything as fast as you can, quick taps and all sorts. And now Johnny May passes off across. Freeman tries to drive nicely. Isn't quite able to make his way through, though. Now Harry Randall fires it back again. Marcus Smith, little cellular dummy. Of course, the Quins fly half. He'll be disappointed to not be through to the final, but now Johnny Gray Almost able to get the line break that he was after. Randall gives it back across to Smith. Little bit of a slip there. He gets back up to his feet and he kicks it high though, and it's going out wide. Joe Marchand wants it, and he's taken it beautifully. England almost embodying a little bit of that Barbarian spirit as well. It's been fired up. Loose ball. It's gone backwards. And I think Jack Walker has just been able to clean that one up. And Amish, please forgive me if I'm not very active, as I got the family over. No worries at all, mate. It was good. Hope you are enjoying your braai. And the process, it's going to be another kick in behind, and it's taken nicely by Hastoy. Marcus Smith, I think he has decided he wants to be a Barbarian. He won't put the blame to England. Xavier, he'll remain home. Says Sebastian there as well. If England lose all 3 series versus the Wallabies, will Jones be sacked? Don't know. It's a tricky one. I know the public will want him to be sacked, but it's very tricky to tell what the board are going to do. And I can't see the match on Amazon Prime. Is this normal? Says Monsieur. I saw that was one location that you could actually watch the game. So it seems strange that they aren't actually showing it. Like because I'm in New Zealand, we normally watch things on Sky or Spark Sport. Neither of those options were available. So I've actually got a VPN for an Australian Stan Sport account, which I'm now probably going to have to try and find a way of cancelling the free trial once it's over. And I was like, I want Eddie out. Says Sebastian in there as well. So who would you have in his place? Would you have Scott Robertson? I know that's one of those things that has been mentioned quite a bit. That was a big shot from Will Skelton, and he's just ended up crushing Tom Curry, and he's still standing on top of him as well. I think, man, Skelton, not exactly smallest individual I guess you'd ever see in the world. What I'm going to very quickly do, though, as well, just as a test run, I'm going to go onto my phone and see if Stan Sport, or Xavier, you'll actually know this. How many accounts can you have on Stan Sport at once? Out of curiosity, because I would like to see whether or not it would run smoother on my phone than it is on the computer as well. It's slowly getting there. It's kind of stop motion, but it's still not too bad. And hopefully everyone has been all right. Says Amelia, yeah, it's been a very exciting weekend the way that it has been going. Right, apparently my VPN no longer has any locations. And like 3 or 4. Ah, I see. One moment. See, I didn't realize that Stan Sport was like separate from Stan and depends on emails. See, here's Nathan there, but now driving forward nicely for England in the rolling maul. Already 7.5 minutes through this game. It has actually been absolutely propelling itself forward. Like I mentioned, we're probably about 30 seconds behind live. Randall does pass it off, and now it's into the hands of Hastoy. Finds the offload, but it's a knock on from Kuyu. And also, hey, Betty Wagon, says Amelia there as well. A little knock on, but the Barbarians and England both playing this game at a very quick pace. And also, cheers, Amelia. I hope you're doing well too. Cheers, Sebastian there. And yeah, there is plenty of... Yeah, my phone doesn't realize that I have a VPN. Interesting. It's kind of completely gone blank. I might try out grabbing my iPad. I'm just juggling devices. We have currently got a bit of a wait for a scrum, so that is why I feel we have got enough time there. And also we've got a hey howdy Asis. So yeah, that's Sebastian. Oh, sorry, that was actually Katie Dixon. And also we have got cheers, Amelia. I hope you're doing well too. Here's Sebastian. And now the Barbarians sitting 20 meters out from their own line, about to have the scrum feed. Now, Baptiste Kuyu, a man who could definitely make his way into the French side when they do end up playing up against... Who are France playing next now that I think about it? They don't seem to have too many games in the cards, I guess. That's a good kick downfield. Brilliant clearance. And now about 40 meters out, it is going to be the youngster Max Springer who does put it into touch. And also, yeah, I've been all right. I'm getting a bit too excited because of Virgin River Season 4 1 month ago. Till the wait is over. Says it was Amelia there as well. Just quickly checking if I can connect through me thingy-mabob, but I don't think it likes me today. The VPN is a bit rough. But also my last week of term. And then I got 1 semester left of high school as well. Says Amelia, right, we are sticking to the BC Virgin River. Is that the place where Pat Cummins goes swimming? It's a lot we could say, isn't there? Now, taken nicely by England. They have had more of the possession in the early stages of this match, but you'd have to say running meters have gone the way of the Barbarians. Kicked high from Harry Randall. On down towards the 22 and taken nicely by the youngster from Georgia, Ninashvili. A lot of pressure put on him by Johnny May, though, and it becomes a penalty to England. Right, they might consider taking the 3 here just to give themselves a nice early lead. Okay, he was off his feet is the call, so because of that, it does mean that it is going to be the penalty. Oh, what I might do is I'm going to set my video quality to medium. That might help. And also, can we get virgins if we fish in the river? And that's an interesting question. And also, I hope that the feed isn't what all Stan Sports customers are forced to watch. I mean, it's very glitchy. Says Katie Dixon there as well. And also, can we get virgins if we fish in the... Oh, no, I read that one. Also, we're going to note it, says Sebastian. But yeah, hopefully, I mean, it's probably Xavier, you'd be the best person to ask, seeing as you do use Stan Sport. It wouldn't normally be very glitchy, would it? For yourself? Is it just because I'm from New Zealand with a VPN that it is playing up? But I've lowered the quality just a little bit more, and it seems like it might do the job. It's gone over the back, taken nicely by the Barbarians. Nice run forward from Dylan Cretan. Now big wide pass. And the Barbarians from inside of the 22. It's on Amazon Prime as well. Is it your rest alone, mate? Says it was opportune moments. And there, yeah, it does seem like it is helping a little bit by me setting it a little bit lower than it was. And also, no, it's just the name of the series. The series is based on the books by Robin Carr. I don't know why it's called that as well. Now Cooking a Seagull on the halfway line. 11 minutes through this game. Randall going off to Marcus Smith. Those two, I feel like it's kind of the young future of English rugby. That was a nice run forward. But unfortunately, just making a little bit of a mistake there with the 4 pass. And Tommy Freeman, he thought he had a bit of space down the wing that he was going to be able to run. But it doesn't quite work out for him. So this game, we haven't had any points. I wonder whether or not we are going to get to see any, I'd say, tries in the first 30 minutes or so will be a decent one to check out. And also my Wi-Fi is bad, so it glitches most of the time for me when I'm on my phone using 4G. No glitches, says Xavier. Oh, okay, so even in Australia, if your Wi-Fi isn't completely flash, it does actually glitch as well. That's interesting, because I know that Spark Sport in New Zealand, like a few people have had that same complaint about kind of their service, with the fact that it can end up glitching out a little bit more. Even if you've got sometimes decent Wi-Fi, it still ends up disappearing a little bit. What I will do is that and that. There we go. And also, where's the suit? Did Dad need it back? Nah, it's just night time, and I decided I'd get it in the wash ready for next week for all the finals that we have got coming up. And also, hardly an update for Stan, or hardly any update for Stan. Glitches out a lot. And there as well, says Nathan. Oh, okay, so it might not even just be my Wi-Fi. It might be a little bit of a combination of both. So we will try our best to keep you guys informed with the, I guess, maybe not second-to-second commentary, but probably about 3 second to 3 second. And also, but since my whole family is asleep, the Wi-Fi is good. Says Xavier there. And there's like 21 books in the series, and I've read all of them. I watch every episode legit. I watch every episode with my teddy bear next to me. Says Amelia there as well. It is going to be the collapsing scrum penalty in favour of the Barbarians. Bevan Rod, the man, penalised for that one. Now they are going to be kicking this one for the touchline here once again. 13 minutes through at the moment between these two sides. And it should be, I would say, I want to say both teams will get 20 points on the board. Definitely if we see the aggression that the Barbarians kind of bring, they'll keep on going for that attacking play like they are trying here. But currently England, they have got themselves the ball back. Now sit in 30 metres out. Marcus Smith goes back once again. Joe Marchand, nice quick back line. Kokonasiga, beautiful run. And the big man starting to steam forward. Harry Randall, that is a last-ditch tackle and a half from Damien Pinot. And that was a try saver right there. And not only that, Gigashvili has been able to take it back for the Georgians. Now the Barbarians, they are inside of their own 22. But that was brilliant defence. I believe it was the other Georgian, Gigashvili. Oh, sorry, the first one was Ninashvili. And Gigashvili is the man who took the contact. After that as well, taken back inside, so cannot find touch with it. Tommy Freeman, now the youngster, passes back across. This is a young English side, and I think that's how they've been labelled pretty much throughout the whole week. And maybe it needs the modem reset 8 times instead of 7. Maybe. I mean, to be fair, I did reset it about 4, so maybe double that. We're all good to go. The audio is smooth. The video feed is like a strobe light, says Katie Dixon there. Yeah, the frame rate is shocking, which I assume, I want to say, is just because of me. An offside advantage in favour of England now. Going back across Atkinson at number 12 for this game. Not quite able to drive his way through. Nice Nice run from the captain, Tom Curry. I think number 7's now offside once again, so that is another one against Tonga. England goes off to Marcus Smith. Chipped in behind, and it's going to be taken nicely going back for the penalty. I'm watching from you full 1080p. And then I think that annoys me about being a part of the Virgin River fandom is that there are some annoying fans, aka the extremely toxic ones. Says it was Amelia, and also get a Wi-Fi repeater / booster. And there says I am nutty. I mean, it would be a nice enough idea, other than the fact that I'm plugged directly in with an Ethernet cable, so I'm pretty much as close as it can be to being inside of the modem, without, the Wi-Fi modem's there. And also bloody strong Barbars team says Easy Aussie. Easy Ollie, they've got some very good players in there for the French side of things. And also having big Will Skelton and lineouts is normally a scary sight for anyone looking across from him. Definitely some of these young English players, such as, I like their fullback. Their fullback's probably the more experienced of the grouping. Then you got the likes of Tommy Freeman. They actually want the 3 points here, England, which is interesting. Deciding that maybe 3 wouldn't be a terrible idea this early on in the match for Marcus Smith. There we go. Right, I would like to think that Marcus would be slotting this one straight down the middle more than likely. And that will make the score 3-0 now to England in this matchup as well. And that one has gone over beautifully, strike. And big call, Matt Phillip over Will Skelton. I guess it depends on the kind of, aspect, because I would say Will Skelton if you're going for, of course, physicality, that kind of thing, because he's huge. But then Matt Phillip probably more useful at the lineouts. I was like, any chance you could stream State of Origin on Sunday? I am actually hoping to get that one going on the Kiwi Lad Sport channel. We were going to do last week's one, but I did end up watching it with my dad, seeing as we hadn't watched a game together in ages. So I just decided that I would favour that one. But who knows, maybe I'm going to manage to get myself, maybe I will end up being able to get myself the thingamabob, my dad on the coverage is what I was trying to say. And also the Marcus. And there, says Sebastian, now it's time for the England to get ready for the World Cup. There's a notion over here in the Northern Hemisphere that you need to plan for 4 years. Absolute rubbish. Says Easy Ollie there is going to be going across. Now Nashville trying to go down the wing, 5 meters out from the line now. Still getting close. I think he's just throwing that at the line. So I don't think Virumi Fakatava has been able to get that one down. All right, you'll go like this. That as well. And like this right, they're actually TMOing this. I thought he knocked it on quite drastically. But they're going to be checking it once again to see how it goes. And also England always get easy groups in the World Cup. And the proper preparation starts in Australia. This isn't exactly a full-strength England squad. Yeah, they are missing Saracens. They are missing Leicester Tigers. 2 other teams that they certainly would have loved to be able to have available and will have available when we make our way into Australia. And also England always get easy groups. And also we had an easy run this time, yeah. There's Easy Ollie. Okay, they're saying Johnny may have deliberately knocked this ball on. So this will be an interesting one to see whether or not it does end up being the case. But what we're going to do, we're going to go here. We're going to go here. So there we go. I actually moved the coverage to this screen to see if it does end up running a little bit smoother, as I've made it a shrinky little screen. And England versus France disguised as the Barbars, says Peter Schmeichel. Yeah, I know that a lot of people said that it's pretty much Harlequins plus a few taken on the French side. Okay, he's in touch straight away for Virumi Fakatava, but it's whether or not there's a knock-on from Johnny May, I believe, is the thing that they're looking for now. Fakatawa knocking on. It's close. I think the fingers were on it most of the time anyway. And also England Eddie will have us ready for the semi versus France, says Easy Ollie. And also Ireland's run. It's literally impossible, says Jack. Yeah, the fact that out of these 4 teams, only 2 can go through past the quarterfinals. Ireland, France, New Zealand, South Africa. That is an absolutely incredible side of the draw, really. And also change the background to Twickenham, please. I quite like the Eden Park sky, but I guess if it does bother you, I can switch it to Twickenham as well. One moment. I'll go like this. Go like this. I mean, I could have done something and made it Twickenham Stoop instead, of course, but I'm going to go with Twickenham Stadium. One moment. You're just taking this one for the deliberate knockdown from Johnny May. Oh, it's not fall from Johnny May. This may end up being a deliberate knockdown, possibly. Oh, now I'm frozen. There we go. There's your Twickenham. Also, where can you watch the game? So for me, I am watching on Stan Sport in Australia. For a lot of other people, though, it's on Amazon Prime in the UK, and then also Flow Rugby in the US. I believe is the other one, and also the Stoop. See, Sebastian, so pumped for today. I know known Jack Walker since he was a toddler. Looking forward to seeing him hopefully forcing his way on the tour as well, says Clay Dixon. So that's pretty awesome that you have known him for an extremely long time. Okay, the deliberate knock on from Johnny May. This more than likely will lead to a card. I was in the tackle, says Johnny May. The referee says, no, you weren't. And he is now going to be in the bin for the next 10 minutes for Johnny May. That is a big call. And also we have got, I'm going to hang around for another 5 minutes. Then I'm going to get off because of school. And I don't feel like waking up feeling like a cranky bugger this in the morning. No worries at all. But now, Johnny May going off. Okay, the question is, do the Barbarians go for the corner? And the answer is pretty much yes. I met Jack Singleton and Freddie Clark at a rugby match, says Arian Luck, and also the New Zealand versus Ireland and England versus Australia. Two very interesting series, says it was easy Ollie. And also, I was in the tackle, bro, trust me. Yeah, I feel like trying to convince the referee that he and his assistants are seeing it wrong normally doesn't go too well. But currently, England, they have actually managed to get this ball back up to about the halfway line after the try of the Barbarians, because that just glitched forward majorly. I'm going to have to work out who scored that try, as it pretty much just transported, teleported past it. And I just looked at the scoreboard. Okay, one moment. Oh, no, never mind. I'm just a goose. It was a penalty try. That's why, yeah, now it's a penalty to England, I do see. I don't know what my brain was thinking there. I was like, hang on, it's just glitched forward, and all of a sudden there's 7 points on the ball. But it was a penalty try in favour of the Barbarians. And also, did you know Bear was invented to stop props from taking over the world? So here's Gareth there. Okay, the tackle in the air has actually overruled the decision, and now the Barbarians have got themselves the penalty. And also, I'll be surprised if Ireland beats South Africa in the group. Here's easy Ollie. Yeah, it's certainly going to be a tricky one. The youngster Spring taken down in the air. And now they will be able to kick this one towards the touchline in the form of Antoine Hastoy. Gives it a good strike of the ball. Kokonasiga disappointed with that one, giving away that penalty. And a France versus Ireland quarterfinal will be great. And France versus Ireland quarterfinal. And it could certainly be, although that means on the other side of things, we'd have New Zealand versus South Africa as a quarterfinal of the World Cup, which seems a little bit sad, but who knows? An Ireland versus Springbok in the final. And as I says, Jack. Now ready to throw this one in here. It's a nice throw from Pierre Bogaret. Of course, like I mentioned, plays for La Rochelle. He did pretty well. Now Lavani Bota, another player who plays for La Rochelle, has messed that one up. Will Skelton, I think, tell you what, they have got a lot of players from La Rochelle. Those three in a row with Lavani Bota, Skelton, and also Bogaret were all players from La Rochelle. Although now that I look through the lineup, I think they're literally the only players from La Rochelle. So it was just that they all linked up perfectly. And also I think it will be England versus Australia. And there, as I says, easy Ollie. Could be a pretty awesome one. And imagine France don't make it out of their group. I think that would make the French public very angry. More than likely, and Scotland over England should be common knowledge now. Says that Jack Kearney. I guess it just depends on, results and also preference at the end of the day. Like if people look at the Six Nations table, they'll see something. If they look at the world rankings, they'll see something. But then some people do feel that some of the rankings are a little bit off. So I guess that is possibly like yourself, Jack, who does think that it's wrong. So question, did Spain get kicked out of the World Cup? They did. Unfortunately, they did have a South African player in their side So it did mean that they did get themselves kind of disqualified from the World Cup for the second time. Not the best. But currently 21 minutes through this game. Now Max Spring. It's a good boot off the left. Down into that 22 to keep me awake at school, says Amelia, for the big can of energy drink. And also Eddie will have us ready. I'm very, very confident to take care of Amelia, says Sebastian. So now it's going to be just outside of the 22. Once again, the Barbarians will be able to go for the kick here, trying to step sideways. Ninashvili. Nicely done. I wonder how Georgia are going to do it the next World Cup now that I think about it. Have a good one, sis. There's Katie there as well now. Stepping around just a little bit more. The pressure is now well and truly on Hustoy and the Barbarians, who are sitting in the lead at the moment by 4 points. Beno kicks it downfield. Marcus Smith receives that one, getting ready to fire it back. It's very high. Lucky Twickenham doesn't have a stadium roof, or else they might have gone close to it. Not quite taken cleanly, but it's gone back. Oh. Okay, they've said it's a knock-on. Ninashvili, I did think that one almost ended up going backwards for him, but the young Georgian has just got that one a little bit off. So Danny Kerr, he is coming off the bench. That is a very big one for them. Also off the bench for England, it is going to be Courtney Laws, Jack Knowles, so some very good talented players there. But then for the Barbarians, you have got Danny Prezzo, also will be Thomas Leval. Carbonell Siku Makalu is a player I'm very fond of at the moment. And also Live Even says, I'm nutty, and also this South African sold the Webb Ellis trophy to pay the hotel bill. Says Peter Schmeichel there. And also we've got that 99 watching, 21 likes. If you're new, smash that like button. I don't think today's score / result will be a predictor for England's tour to Australia this month. It's only a warm-up game, says Lee Thomas. Exactly right. Whole new opposition, whole new challenge, and pretty much whole new squad in the process as well. I've realized my scoreboard still says that the Barbarians haven't got that try. There we go. Has now just updated itself to 3 points to 7. And the yellow card still for Johnny May for the next little bit as well. Now that one's gone down in the front rows. Everyone has just collapsed in that scrum. And they are going to need themselves another scrum reset. But currently 22.5 minutes through this game. Gashvili in the front row. Of course, a very tough Georgian. Now, I should mention as well, while I'm thinking about it, because a lot of these players do play in the top 14. In fact, pretty much 90%, if not 95%, play in the top 14. Another thing that I should mention is the fact that Castra, they are going to be playing up against Montpellier next week for the top 14 final. And the MLR final, it is going to involve the Seattle Seawolves, I think it is. I think they are the side that they have got currently. And also it will be shocking if the Barbarians beat England. Says BTV, that is going to be another free kick. And I say that as an impartial Welshman, says Lee Thomas, now driving forward nicely here. England sitting about 25 metres out. Randall, it's intercepted. And now running up the middle. Charles Olivon, he looks like he might decide to pass this. Although Harry Randall's been almost able to stop him. He tries his best, but Charles Olivon goes in for the try. And that is very nicely done. Try. And as I said, Xavier. And the French skipper, like they've said, been able to do nicely and really BTV says it was Lee Thomas there. Although I think it depends on the sides. Like, because England, they have got a few young guys in there, but they do still have some very good players. I haven't really seen Alex Dombrand yet. Now, brilliant run from Charles Olivon. He was in a foot race. Unfortunately, the smallest player on the English side, Harry Randall, had to try and stop him. And they are just going to be checking this one to see whether or not there's a chance that Harry Randall has done just enough to stop him from putting that ball down. Wait for it. Almost going down. We just stop framing. Oh. Now, it was, I would say it was initially held up, but I don't know whether or not he did stop him completely. Right, we're seeing another replay from another angle. See, because that's given as a try, I feel like it's going to be clear and conclusive that it wasn't grounded. And I think they will end up. Yeah, I think that's down. I think that touched the ground momentarily for Charles Olivon. And also, where is this country? Barbaria. And there is Sebastian. The thing is, there will be people who think that the Barbarians are from just the one country. of course. And also we have got there, as we speak, Barbarians score again. And don't know, we can't see, says Lee Thomas. And also we have got there, this is a very good team for the Barbarians. I know I'm from France as well, says Derek. They've got a very strong side, a very strong coach, and Calvin Galtier as well. Charles Olivon was able to get it, and also the conversion has gone over, and now it makes the score 14 points to 3 in favor of the Barbarians. So still only sitting with the 10, or sorry, not the 10, the 14 men on the field. I believe there's probably still another 2 or so minutes left. Currently just outside of their own 22 here, the Barbarians. To look for this box kick. They have been told that it is inside, so Kuyu would be able to find the touchline on the full if he gets it. Nicely done once again by Randall. Oh, sorry, that's actually Tommy Freeman at the back. Trying to step through, and England need to score a try relatively soon if they want to stay in this contest. And also 3-14 says my breaking bud. And then also Derek, I agree. We'll know in 70 minutes. Says Lee Thomas there as well. Marcus Smith, first receiver. Gets the pop pass up into the hands of one of the big forwards. I believe that might have been Sam Underhill getting on a crack, but now it's going to be stolen by the Barbarians, and the Barbars says it was Emilio. Now trying to break through this English defensive line. And the offload to Burry. And that's a penalty to England as well for not releasing. Who was that who got straight over it? I want to say it was Will Collier. Was able to get his hands over the ball. It looks like he might have some sort of shoulder injury. He's a little bit slower getting up. Oh, no, it's Bevan Rod, in fact, now that I look at him a bit closer. Hopefully he is going to be all right, but he got his arms in the right place, and then he just managed to lock his position in. They weren't able to shift him, and Bevan Rod got the turnover for the English side. So that will almost use up the rest of the time that Johnny May is off the field, I believe. I don't think it will reflect badly on England if they do lose, and they should start a team of guys with beards called the Vikings, says Jason there. Tell you what, there are a lot of big beards around. So I guess the big question, who has the biggest beard in world rugby today? I'm trying to think of someone who's like got the real bushy one, because it used to be one of like either the Franks brothers or who else has had like real big bushy, who's got like a beard down to here currently in rugby? I can't think of too many. Who's got a real solid beard? I play rugby in Sweden, and no one had a beard. Says, I am nutty there. England taking on the 3 by the looks of it. I'm trying to think current rugby players as well, not ex-rugby players, because I know there's been some good beards in the past. But who in the current scheme of things? Will Stewart, he had a decent-sized beard. Sebastian Chabal should have been the captain of the Vikings. And there's he's certainly an intimidating-looking individual. $75 for the Barbars, says Amelia there. That one's missed from Marcus Smith, so another little mistake when it comes to the kicking tee. Eddie Jones does not look happy. Now Kuyu running it back out to the 22 here. It's going to be another goal line, or not a goal line dropout, sorry, a 22 dropout for the Barbarians. But, okay, number 3 is going off the field. So that is Will Collier. He is making his way off. Okay, Patrick Schickerling's coming out there. And also Jake Bullsbeard was legendary. Says Lee Thomas, and also let's go my Barbarians. Says Jack there. And also with a couple Irish flags. Have we got any Irishmen in the Barbarians? Out of curiosity. I know that we've got a couple Georgians. Maybe off the bench, is there one Irish player in their lineup? They may have completely ignored Ireland. And also Akafan de Merva, it's pretty big. Says Jason there as well. Who else? No, I was thinking of Joe Weber, but he had his hair that was kind of like a mullet at the back. There was someone who did something with his beard, how it was like all either dyed or something. I can't remember who it was, though. I think it was only very brief. It's James O'Connor, when was age 17, the youngest person to play pro rugby. Ooh, not too sure. I know 17 is a very young age to start. And I don't think you're allowed to start much younger than that, are you? I don't think there are any Irish players that could have got picked for Barbarians. Why not? Peter Stringer played there, I think, says Jack. And also we were there, True Sebastian, says Lee. And also only top 14 players today in the Barbars, There's Mr. Breaking Bud, and also last year's Christmas dinner, definitely in there somewhere. Says Jack Ankle. So Kuyu is the best try scorer of the French top 14, and Hastoy is a talented fly half. There is no only Ntamak and Hialebert for France, says Derek. Yeah, they've got real good depth at the moment heading into the World Cup. Is there any Fijian playing for the Barbars, says Emilio? We've got Levani Bortia. I think, does he count as Fijian, or has he been able to play for France? I think Levani Bortia, though, he is initially Fijian. And then I think that might be it, really. Unfortunately, just the one Fijian in there on themselves. And also there, Jack True. Says Lee there as well. Right, another little bit of a conversation going on at scrum time here. 30 minutes through this matchup. And Bortia is Fijian. Says, I am nutty. And also there, Vakatava. Says, I am nutty there as well. Of course, he is sitting in the midfield currently for the French. The Barbarians, number 3. Gigashvili, I think he's just asking a few questions about what's going on with him and Bevan Rod. The Māori All Blacks, the Pacific Nations Cup later in July in Fiji. They are not, unfortunately. It is going to be Tonga, Samoa, Fiji, and Australia A, I believe, is the other side. They have made their way in there. Unless, of course, Australia A have for some reason taken themselves out of the competition, then maybe the Māori All Blacks might get the chance, but I don't think it works with the schedule of when the Māori All Blacks are playing the Irish. So instead, it will just be those 4 sides. It's another big yawn. It is currently 2:37 a.m. here in New Zealand. And it was a pretty hectic night last night with all the finals. Xavier Cooper, Johnny Wilkinson was 18 on his debut for England. There's Lee Thomas. Now Randall passes across, and thanks, go Fiji Barbas. There's Amelia there as well. Now Freeman loses the footing a little bit. Freddie Stewart, probably the pick of the fullbacks when it does end up going into Australia, but because he was playing for the Leicester Tigers, and that game only took place yesterday, so they certainly wouldn't be bringing in those players for this matchup. Instead, giving a few of the young guys a chance. That looked forward from Marcus Smith, but the crowd for now saying that it's all right. Randall gives it back. Marcus Smith, some good hands there, and he's had to kick it downfield. It's going close to the touchline. Oh, I think that touched a Barbarian player's hand, and because of it, it might actually end up being an English line out here. And also, yes, Australia's in there. Says Xavier Brown as well. And that is very nicely done by Marcus Smith. He was under a bit of pressure, and the Fiji Barbas. And there it says Lee, a couple Fijian players sneaking their way into the side. And also, of course, Fiji going to be playing in that Pacific Nations Cup a little bit later on. But the visits to opposition 22. We have seen 4 from England, 2 from the Barbarians. And it is actually going to be Bugaret who has got the line-out throw for the Barbarians. Goes into Cruz. This could be one of his last games ever in his career at international level. He was saying how much of a privilege it was to be able to play for the Barbarians for what will be his final match. And also Barbars rule over England. And Aussie like 1 minute behind me, says Xavier. That is because every once in a while my game freezes. Like probably every 5 or so seconds it freezes for a second. So every time I kind of lose a little bit more ground. But at halftime, I will be skipping back forward to live and then just kind of doing that every 5 or so minutes just because of the VPN side of things. And also, I really hope you're right. You say it won't reflect badly if England lose today. And says Booty V. And now running around the side, it's going to be in the hands of, oh no, it's been dropped by Alex Donbrandt. Real mistake from that man. And now the Barbarians being able to turn it back over. Kuryu looking like they're going to try and use their backline here. The Barbarians, Damien Pinot, he scored a whole heap of tries for France, and it looks like he might be able to score another one here for the Barbarians. Ball on the inside, beautifully passed. This is a link up and a half for the Barbarians, but the pass goes wrong. And it does mean now that England have been able to regather, but it was almost another huge opportunity there for the Barbarians. And also 26 likes, smash that like button and subscribe if you're new. Says BDV there, and also Vakatava and Butia Fijians. Says Derek there as well. Okay, they've just been able to regather this one, England at the back. And BDV, I'm impartial Welsh, as I mentioned. We should remember that it's their warm-up game pre-Australia tour. Says Lee Thomas there. So that's going to be the penalty going the way of England for a player being in the way. Number 4, so I believe that would be George Cruz, who has been penalised there. And also Vanaka, Bortia, go, Barbars, go. Says Emilio there as well. And that Fijian side that they've announced for the Pacific Nations Cup, they have got some massive depth from their players, that is for sure. But currently 32 and a half minutes through this one. Looks like England going to be kicking this one for the touchline once again. Also, the Barbars look very strong, though, says Lee Thomas. Yeah, and the thing is, with so many of them playing in the top 14, they've either got chemistry because of the top 14, or maybe they've just played internationally together in the past. Like I mentioned, a lot of French players in here, which can only be a positive when it comes to trying to link up. Damien Pinot linked up pretty nicely on the inside to Hastoy, but then just wasn't quite able to find the hands of Giashvili. And also a bit of a shame, the Welsh used all their Six Nations games as warm-ups to exhibition there, and also the Barbers look very strong, though, says Lee Thomas there. Only a bit of stoppage time here currently. It looks like there is some player down in the background. I think that is Cokanasiga. Stayed down a little bit longer than England would have liked. They have got a spare back or a spare winger if they do need him, but they would prefer that Cokanasiga can finish out the half, as we've only got another 7 minutes. Luckily for them, you don't count Vakatawa out. And as Semi Radraja playing for Fiji, I think he was the only real big name that I saw that was missing. Unfortunately, like Joshua Tuasova, he's going to be there. Vinaya Haborsi making his way into the side as well, which is pretty awesome. And then quite a few of those big Fijian forwards. Not necessarily true, but our New Zealand tour is huge for us. And as I says, Lee. Now, ready to throw this one in. England only sitting about 30 metres out from the line now, offloaded out the back, and he's made well said. But my question is, what would it do for the England to lose today all through, although it's a warm-up? Says Birdie V. Now waiting for it, 22 metres out. And this is where we I think we're going to see, okay, tackle off the ball, actually. And Berger, it looks like he's got a bit of a stinger on the shoulder, which he doesn't look too happy about. He's saying he'll be all right. One of the players trying to help him up. But Harry Randall, what do they decide here? Oh, okay. It's just come up saying that there are technical difficulties with Stan Sport. But hopefully, if I click this again, it will be back very, very soon. I'd say out of all the players on the field, you'd have to say Kuyu has certainly been up there for playing a good game. And also we've got there's Frank Lamani playing for Fiji, says Xavier. Oh, maybe. I might have to try and find their lineup at halftime as well and see what I can find. And also true that, mate, says it Birdie V. And also looks like a Pacific Bar, says Emilio, but they are just about to take on the 3 points here for Marcus Smith. And also we have got their most loyal England fans will remain a positive loser win today, I think, Birdie. Here's Lee Thomas as well. Yeah, the last thing that you want is to drop your head before you get into a tour up against Australia. Definitely because England actually won the last encounter between the two sides. Of course, it took place in the Northern Hemisphere rather than Southern, but yeah, England have certainly got the capabilities and the squad to be able to push any side on their given day. Marcus Smith kicks that one, does go over, and now the score is going to be 6 points to the English and 14 for the Barbarians. 34 minutes down. Eddie Jones, still no smile from that man. He might smile if they win, but he also might not because they have conceded 2 tries already in this match. Now, waiting for it here from the halfway line. I'll assume they'll go long. Go down to the 22, close to the touchline. Kokanasiga takes it nicely, offloading it to the captain, Tom Curry, and also if the Barbars win, England will say it was George Cruz's send-off. And there as well says, I am nutty. And yeah, sadly, I mean, such an illustrious career coming to an end. I always hate to see the retirement matches just because, you know, after that, like, you're not going to see them again. It's like when the Western Force got knocked out by just a half smidgen in Super Rugby. Then we knew that Jeremy Thrush, also Greg Holmes, and Richard Kahui were all going to be giving up the rugby at professional level. That was Gigashvili just running straight over the top. There's going to be a loose ball. They had the advantage, though, I believe. It's an advantage to England. So now Joe Marchant able to kick it way down the field. That's a massive kick. And I curve towards the touchline. Gigashvili, did he step into touch there for that one? And didn't find touch on the fall, though, so it is going to be play on just for now. Thanks, Eddie, for the Barbars line out and can see 2 tries. Still going for the kick. I hate that with a passion, honestly, although now it's looking very good for England. And Kokanasiga fans, Kokanasiga scores. And they have been able to get themselves the try just before the end of the first half. Kokanasiga, I think he's in quite a bit of pain at the moment with his leg. But yeah, it seemed like an interesting choice to go with the threes as often as they did. But now, luckily for them, it's worked out. It might not next time, though. I wish the Barbars would play the Celtic Nations on this tour. Seriously, yeah, I think they've only got themselves, I think it's only this game and then up against Spain, isn't it? Marcus Smith, he sold the dummy and found the offload straight into the hands of Freeman, and also Bodia can't catch today. Says, I am nutty, and also we're going to try from Xavier, Sebastian, and Katie, and there as well. Okay, nice. Okay, they're actually saying something about a Will Skelton. What are they checking here? Are they checking it against Will Skelton or on Will Skelton? Okay, we're going to have to wait and see, because if there's foul play, this could be cancelled out. But by the looks of it, it will be, okay, it's Will Skelton. Oh, shoulder charge to the head. That's probably a red card. Or at least a yellow anyway for Patrick Schickerling. He kind of just, he got smacked in the head. And then from there, he just kind of folded into the arms of Will Skelton. So he just kind of, he held him up and he went, it's all right. I may have just slightly knocked you out there. And he just held him up in the process while he was holding his head. It's a weird moment. It was kind of half by, like, it was brutal, but then it was very sweet at the same time because he didn't allow him to just drop. Okay, this is probably going to be a red card, though, to Will Skelton, which won't help the Barbarians too much. Also, the Viking Barbars, come on, show them to them, says Emilio. Shoulder to the head. It's either a yellow or a red here. Like they're saying, it's a card. I like how long Will Skelton holds him up. It has to be a red, says Xavier, and also that's a red, says Birdie V. Yeah, there was some strong force and Big Will treating him like a little baby he was. He just held him up, and he kind of made sure that he wasn't going to flop down, and then he went, you good? I'll let you go now. Ball was clearly lost forward. Okay, this is worse than a normal act because the ball isn't there. Who scored for the Barbarians? One of them was a penalty try, and the other try was scored by their captain, Charles Olivon. And also, Betty True, for me, the best sport in the world. But as an ex-player, I'm biased, says Lee Thomas. Okay. I think it's got to be a red here. So Will Skelton, his night is going to be over. Right. And now the big question is, I believe this is a full red card, isn't it? It's not a 20-minute red card. Okay. Will Skelton, I think he knew that he messed up there, and he pretty much, like, the referee was speaking through it. He was going, yep. And then also alongside that, he did end up saying he pretty much said, sorry, boss, and then walked off. He's going to start the Bears early, says Gareth, and also Barbarians have lost the game. Here's a 1-2-3 MS, and also we have got there Clement Olivon for the second try, and also we have got, there goes the Aussie Red, and Big Willie, says Nathan. Yes, a little bit unfortunate because the one Australian in the side has now disappeared. Also, thanks. There's Rugby ASM and there as well. But now Marcus Smith, he will be lining up this kick. And I believe if this one goes over, we are back to an even playing field with only about 3 and a bit minutes. Oh, he's missed. Okay, never mind. We're still 3 points in favour of the Barbarians. And told you red, says Birdie V. So yeah, at the end of the day, with no real mitigating, like he didn't really have a choice, the referee. It was pretty much a certain red. And that one, the only thing that, like they were saying, might have saved him was the fact that he didn't just drop him after knocking him almost out. That was a back to the bar for Skelton. Says, I'm nutty. Yeah, nutty. Yeah, just start the pre-drinks, get them underway, and then by the time the rest of the team get to the changing rooms, all the beverages will be gone, and England have to punish the Barbarians twice while they're one man up. Says Sebastian there as well. And also, I don't remember for the first one. I believe the first one was a penalty try, if I'm not wrong there. And 29 likes, smash that like button. Also, Marcus, I won't do the left-right chance. I will. Marcus, wait, no, I can't remember it. He kicked. You know I can, but I won't do it. Oh, it's going to be the Barbarians scoring. And that will hurt him just a little bit more for Marcus Smith. Damien Pinot scores it, and the Barbarians get themselves another. And now it is going to be Damien Pinot. He is a try-scoring machine. And I mean, speaking of Clermont, that man, of course, the Clermont winger, now biding time, says Lee Thomas. And also, wait. Says it was Xavier and also 20-minute red card in place. Wait, is it 20-minute red card or is it 40-minute or like full time for it? I haven't seen a timer for it yet, but I am not too sure whether or not it is the 20 minutes or whether it is actually the full half. And also, let's go Pinot, says Clermont. And I knew you'd like that try. As soon as I saw him scoring it, I was like, hang on. That is probably going to be a very happy player and a very happy team. Oh, what a try, Barbarian, says BDV there. And also, we have got as the 20-minute red card in place. Not too sure. And also, we have got there, Pinot has a cocaine problem. He just can't keep away from the white line. He scores so many times throughout. I mean, the Six Nations, he was phenomenal. Clermont, he is a very successful winger. Like, whoever they play up against for France in the future, he will be there. So he's been doing very nicely. And also, we've got the $100 on the bar winning the first half at plus 145. I'm juiced, says Warriors Q. So, yeah, unless something absolutely crazy happens and somehow 8 points are scored in 1 minute, you will be making your money. So, congratulations there, Warrior Q. That one we concede, even with a man advantage, says Sebastian. And also, when is the start of the next premiership season, says Xavier. I think it is. Oh, is it about? Oh, I think it's about September, but I could be wrong there. It might even be a little bit earlier than that. Sebastian will probably know that a little bit better than myself. But yeah, I think it's somewhere around kind of mid to late year. And since when has the red card been reduced to 20 minutes, says Lee Thomas. It is currently in Super Rugby, but I don't believe they've got it for this one as well. And also what the hell is going on with England crap, says Aiden. So I assume you've got a big bet on the maiden for that one. And also, who will be winning between France and England during Six Nations in the World Cup, says 123 MS. It's a tricky one, depending on the squads. Of course, France at the moment, I would say, has probably got a little bit more depth. Overall, that one was kicked out on the full from the Barbarians, so they're giving them half a chance at the end of this half, England. And also, how's everyone been this weekend? Been doing very well. And also, Bath relegated, says Xavier. Did they get relegated this year? I think they might have had no relegation. For some reason, that's something that's like stuck in my head. So I think they don't get relegated, but a team does get promoted. And also, you're a legend. 2:52 a.m. in New Zealand, and you're streaming top stuff, mate, says BDV. No worries at all. And that's the thing. I absolutely love doing these, no matter what time it is. It is now going to be halftime in this match. As Kuyu has been able to take it, and it is going to be 19 points to 11 in favour of the Barbarians, and also no relegation this season. So who's the team going up? Sebastian, out of curiosity. Is it the Cornish Pirates, is it? No. Who else is up the top? And also we've got there Six Nations France next year's World Cup. Who knows? Says it was for Lee Thomas. And also we have got Premiership returns in September, and it's gone between now and September. There's 123 MS for there. Although the Gallagher Premiership has now just finished, so September onwards to pretty much where we are now. So about mid-June is when it will be finishing up as well. But what we will quickly do is we'll go like that. Right, it has got halftime all adjusted, and it looks like it is going to be relatively behaving throughout, hopefully, halftime. But nonetheless, do let me know what you thought of that first half, ladies and gentlemen. It was a lot more glitchy for me than it normally would be, as I was watching it through Amazon. No, not Amazon Prime. I did watch it through Stan Sports with a VPN, so it's probably not a way that I'll watch a lot of rugby, just because it does seem like it certainly plays up a bit more than anticipated. But if it does end up working not too badly, I would assume the Pacific Nations series will be on there. Xavier, you may be able to help confirm that for me, possibly. Do you know if the Six Nations, or not the Six Nations, the, what's it called? Thingy-mabob. The Pacific Nations. Oh, the Shoot Shield is actually on there as well, I do see. And then who else have we got? I'm just having a look through at club rugby. You got kind of the lower club rugby side of things. That's quite cool. Japan Top League, I think you get some of those games, don't you? The Curry Cup might be on there as well. World Rugby, New Zealand Provincial Rugby's on there. Geez, they've actually got quite a few options on Stan Sport. I'm not sure. Do they have the replays of the matches? Maybe not. No, don't think so. Right. I'm just learning at this stage. And also, whether your mother was a hamster and your father smelt the elderberries, Fabian to Eddie during half-time. Says Gareth and also coming, you guys. Hamish is streaming at 2:55 in the morning. Smash that like button and subscribe if you know Ealing Trailfinders. I think another West London team, 4 West London teams. It's just a warm up for England. And also, what does the Barbars team look like? CSX, one moment. We will go like this, and we will go like that. There you go. That is the lineup. So I will mention it's everyone minus Will Skelton, who's now red carded, and Panoa as well. Says Louise, he did very nicely scoring that try early on, and now we'll have to wait and see whether or not he can get another. Normally when he scores one, he gets another one after. Do England still stand a chance? They're only 8 points down, so anything can happen. And need MLR URC on stand, says Nathan there as well. Yeah, because MLR, or I think MLR, no matter where you are in the world, the Rugby Network, I believe you can watch it on. And then the URC is a bit unfortunate because it is actually through a different paid subscription. But I think the Rugby Network, you can watch all of the games for live, or when they're live anyway. Maybe. But yeah, it doesn't seem like, if I am correct, they don't seem to have the Pacific Nations Cup. And I'd like to think that someone would have the Pacific Nations Cup. Like whether it's, I'm just looking through all of the previous ones. Like, yeah, whether it's like Stan or whether it's, what other ones have we got? And his name is Mark and Sif. What do you number 10 in there? Or what do you mean number 10? Says Sebastian there as well. Yeah, he's missed probably about 10 points, unfortunately. And also we've got the Barbars are strong because a hybrid squad. And is this England team strong? I will quickly show you their side as well. It's not too bad, but a few more young guys scattered throughout the mix as well. So they have got the first test taking place for... Okay, they've got the Māori All Blacks. Interesting. And also, Shoot Shield is up to round 12, I do see as well. And also, is that the haircut guy? And also, we have the Viking Barbars rules, says Emilio there. And the problem is the number 10 keeps missing his kicks at goal. And there. And okay. His name is Marcus Smith. Okay, I'll just put those two together. And also, what is the quality of the MLR? I haven't watched a match yet. It's pretty decent overall. It's coming along. It's kind of the, I guess you could say, equivalent of maybe like a Bunnings NBC in New Zealand in terms of like it's a slightly more domestic than professional, but it's still a very awesome competition to watch. Too many beers the night before the game for England's number 10. That is going to just annoy Sebastian so much, Aiden. And also, a 20-minute red card is nonsense. It defeats the whole point of the red card. Red should be game over for the offending player, says Lee Thomas. Yeah, red card for me, like 20 minutes seems too short. I've considered if they were going to do anything to shorten it, it would have to be like maybe, 40 minutes minimum, but I think it is just a little bit too short. And also Joe Marchant, nice. CSX there, yeah, he is in the starting lineup for that. Indeed, Gareth, he's the guy who converted the winner against South Africa. And there as well. And also the laughing faces from 1, 2, 3. But we are just about to be back underway for the England versus Barbarians game. And also Barbars will draw first blood in the second half, says Emilio there. And yeah, we will have to wait and see exactly which player does get themselves over the line. We've got a few slow motion replays at the moment of the Barbarians tries. Charles Olivon did beautifully. And also, is there any streaming service that shows all European rugby, like Premiership and Top 14, Pro 14 and the likes, because Stan only shows Premiership and I want to get into European club rugby next season. I'll VPN if I can. Okay, so I know that so you want every single game of the top 14? Because I know that, what's it called? Is it Premier Sports has quite a few of them, but the problem is it seems to be anything that has the URC doesn't have the other side of things as well. England to score the next 2 tries. Let's go England. And also I wish we got to see that last Barbars team play Vermeulen, Kitsoff playing with Ryan, the Troll Wilson as captain. And Super Rugby from South Africa does a lot. Top 14, etc. Says I am nutty. And as I also know, they're all separate. The URC subscription alone is expensive as it is. Luckily for us, Spark Sports somehow secured that licensing. But other than that, like you are looking at like $50 a month minimum to be able to get all the different kind of subscriptions, which does suck quite a bit. Unless you set yourself to be an Irish, then you do get the URC games, I believe, for free. majority of them. They are just showing those highlights of the first half. Marcus Smith with an incredible offload that did help his side get over the line for the first and only time with Kokanasiga being able to score. And in fairness, Gareth Khaleesi bombed it by getting that yellow as well. He's Sebastian, but I'm actually going to quickly, while I'm at it, we're going to look through at last year's Barbarian side because they had a very good team. Whoa, I sneezed and it went all blurry. There we go. We have fixed it. But last year, they did have some very strong players. And one moment, we'll scroll down. There they are. So last year in the Barbarians, it was Nick White, James O'Connor, Naohiro Kotaki, also Ryan Wilson, Rob Carney, Malcolm Marks, Stephen Kitsoff, Pete Samu, Filippo Dalgunu, Rob Leota, Tom Wright, Jack Dunn, Shinosuke Kakanaga. Then also it was Dwayne Vermeulen, Ollie Robinson, Ryoto Nakamura, then Koshike Horikoshi, Tom Robinson, Angus Bell, Marcos Manetta. That would have been quite cool seeing him get the opportunity. Tate McDermott, Isaiah Perezi, and then also Len Ikatel. So what does Flow Rugby get you? And Rob Leota was in there last year, says Xavier Brown. He was indeed. So Flow Rugby, I know, has, well, it's got this game at bare minimum, but I'm not too sure, I'm not too sure what else they have. I want to say that they will definitely, I would think, have premiership or something along those lines. And then I'm glad the commentator agrees that the red card should be 40 minutes minimum, or if given in the first half, it should be game over. Seriously, because at the end of the day as well, 20 minutes, if you've got a couple more slightly, I guess, all it takes is a penalty or two, a kick for touch and all that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden the red card's pretty much gone. And I was like, how do you get picked for the Barbars? Is it if you don't make your own country's team? Normally it is that case, or if it's kind of outside of the international window, a lot of those players will get the call up. But it just seems to be pretty much you take a group that, because that's the thing, some of the players, I want to say all those guys like France, Damien Penaud surely is in that French side when they do have their games coming up. But that's the question. When is the next French game actually taking place? Because I know that Argentina have got Scotland, South Africa have got Wales, New Zealand have got Ireland, Australia have got England. So where does France fit in there? And also, why can't they just make one bloody app, World Rugby, and show all the games? Just pay like $50 a month, get all the club and international rugby worldwide. That would be absolutely ideal. But yeah, sadly, they just seem to don't do it, do they, for some reason? And it seems weird because it would be a good opportunity. And also, come on, boys, draw Pacific blood like the Viking Barbars. Says Emilio, and also we have got the love and the banter here with Lee Thomas. Glad you are enjoying it. We have got plenty of rugby that we do every single week. We've also got a guitar sitting next to me that for some reason I always whip out and try and break things by the sounds of it. There we go. It's kind of like, as you can tell, it's not really it's kind of half by yellow and it goes kind of see-through, which is quite cool. And I always do the same little riff every single live stream. It's very quiet, but that's kind of become a tradition at this stage to do that at a completely random time of the live stream that never actually adds to anything. And I was as an invite, coach picks a lot, and also, yes, player brother says Betty V, and also wasn't Richie and George Bridge in the 2018 Barbars CCX. There's been some very good players scattered throughout the years. I'll try and look through at an older side than 2019 squad. I don't think we've got. There we go. Who else we got? Going through a little bit further, 2019 squad. Sia Khaleesi in the 2018 squad. By the looks of it, you've got Pete Samu, Dylan Lades, Matt Phillip, the Beast. He was known Andre Esterhazen, Makazoli Mapimpi, Kerwin Bosch. I would guess that Rassi Erasmus was the coach of the side. David Harvili made his way in. Andrew Makaleo, Billy Meeks, Lokanyo also Tyler Ardron, Rory Best. So you can really see, it was actually Eddie Jones' side, I think. Mornay Stain. They played against the ABs, and also as Bro taking up guitar lessons, says it was Sebastian. Is that me? Because if it is me, no. I just do that same one, and I just keep on doing it every time that I get the chance. Sure, the cat is somewhere. He's currently sleeping at the moment up on my parents' bed. He decided that he would be calling a night. He did consider staying up late for the game, but then I think he just decided, just go to bed, easier in it. And which Tier 2 nation will cause an upset in the World Cup? I think Fiji, Japan will cause a shock. As anyone watched League One, League One it's very entertaining. And even without those international players scattered throughout the sides, you still get to see like some very good rugby being played. And also it's Premier Sport good. They have the top 14. They do have the top 14. I think other than the top 14, I'm not too sure whether or not they've got too many other options, but I believe you need a French address to be able to get that one. And also Barbars will avenge over the English side for their last meet, says Emilio, and also couldn't find Barbaria on the map and called it a night, did Billy. Did indeed. Yeah, he was like, hang on, Barbarians isn't a country, and then he just left. And also the fire had slightly gone out. And also, what's the name of the fella commentating for us, says Lee? It is Hamish, which I realize I don't really say too often, do I? Overall, but yeah, the name is Hamish. And yeah, that's my story, I guess. And also they have Super Rugby, says Xavier. And also, yes, Rassi was the coach, says BDV. And also we have got, up until 3 years ago, they would show the Barbarians game for free in the UK. See, that's the thing. Everything's become like paid subscriptions now. Like literally everything, no matter what. And also how many South African players in the Barbar squad, says MC Luna at the moment. That's a very good question. Okay. Right, we're at 0 so far. And we're still at 0. So 0 South Africans got called into the Barbarians by the French coach. Also, we have got there, you need one of those hello, my name is name tags as well. Says Katie Jackson, that is a good idea. Possibly, although does it go backwards? Would it be in reverse? I'll have to work out how to do it so that it is around the right way. And also, can you just do a TikTok for the Barbars, please? And there as well, says Emilio, do a TikTok for the Barbars, please. I don't actually have TikTok, unfortunately, and also second half yet to come. How long left? Yep, both sides just making their way back out onto the park. 40 minutes to go. And do you get Challenge Cup and Champions Cup games? We don't actually get Challenge Cup here, but we do get the Champions Cup fixtures. So it's a bit of a shame that they kind of cut us halfway through. And yeah, we don't get any Challenge Cup, which is a shame because, like I mentioned, there were quite a few. Other than also we have got there. Good thing, Katie, don't use hi, my name is, because you might get copyright struck by Eminem. And also they come from the Barbary Coast. And who won the Japanese rugby comp, Amish? Says it was Aiden. Have they had the final yet? They might have actually, now that I think about it. I didn't actually get to watch any of the playoff games, and Challenge Cup is on KO. Also, I might have to have a look at that because I think I do have a KO account as well. Now, England inside of their own 22. Firing it back across to Randall. And it's hardly actually freezing anymore, which is quite nice to see for the second half. It was definitely doing it in the first half, and as far as I understand, the Barbars act as a club, invite players to join the club and pick from there. And are you going to cover the Pacific Nations Cup? We are 100% going to, if it is somewhere shown like here in New Zealand, or even if it's not, we're going to find a way, hopefully, of watching it, but we will be doing as many of those games as we can as well. So be sure to stick around for those. Who do you think is going to win the Pacific Nations Cup? Is on the channel. Do let me know. I see some very good sides in there. Fiji, of course, going to be very dominant one. You've got Samoa, Tonga, and Australia A. And there as well, now short ball, Lavani Bortia. Nice carry. Now Kuyu fires back across the Burgeret. It looks like the Barbarians with an 8-point lead are looking for some attack and play in the early stages. They haven't actually got the rear card on the board anymore, but he should still be off Will Skelton, I would think. That's a good kick in behind from Bastoy. And now from about 10 metres out, they are going to be going for the line out and going for Fiji. The Barbars select the best players from all over the world and play as an international club. And then I hope Australia A lose every game, says Cariff on that one. And the good news is, like, I don't think there's any overlaps with the Pacific Nations Cup games and the other side of things, which is the international matches. And Barbars says Barbars, says Emilio. So yeah, they're kind of earlier in the afternoon, those matches. Conversation between two of the English players trying to work out exactly where this one is going to be going in the line out. We'll put that there. And also 0 South African players. I think this is on the French coach of who they fear for next year's World Cup. Unthinkable for the Barbars team not to have any South African players. So here's MC Luna. Yeah, no South Africans, no Kiwis in there either. And also, there's another relatively big nation. No Argentinians, no Japanese players. Just pretty much one Fijian or two Fijians, some Georgians, French, and then one Australian, one English. And in the NRL, on the NRL, that Will Skelton tackle is just play on. And there's Xavier, and also one Aussie is Xavier. So yeah, hardly any Southern Hemisphere. In fact, when you think about it, Will Skelton is literally one of the only players who breaks the chain of like making it into the side. And it was a surprise to see no South African players, says Lee Thomas. Definitely because last year, when you think about the side, Dwayne Vermeulen, Malcolm Marx, Stephen Kitsoff, like they had some very big South African stars in that side. And it was just such a shame that game up against Samoa was cancelled late due to some positive cases. And I think Fiji, but Samoa is a dark horse, says 123 MS. And there's, they're going to be going decently. Talafua is Samoan. And he says, I'm nutty. Oh, they might have one other player who does sneak his way out. But yeah, it is very, very minimum. I think it's everyone who plays in the top 14 as well, if I'm not wrong. And also we have got there absolutely Lee Thomas. And this is MC Luna. Now Kuyu about to feed in this ball. The Barbarians in a decent position on the field. About 15 meters out from the line. And they have got the man disadvantage here, the Barbarians. They're saying missing 140 kgs. And you stream internal rugby. You streaming. I assume that's NRL Rugby League. Oh, no, sorry. International Rugby League this weekend. I am hoping to do that New Zealand versus Tonga game that is coming up, and possibly one of the others, but I will have to do a little bit more research on a couple of the players first to kind of know exactly who's out there. Nicely done for England, and they have been able to win that not releasing penalty. So the nose will be relatively sore there for the big... Hang on, that's not Don Brandt. Who's at number 8? Alex Don Brandt. That is not him. Danny Kerr about to make his way out there. Anyone has agreed that is fantastic. Rugby fans from all over the world are watching and commentating together right now, says Lee Thomas. I do indeed. Like, that's the thing. Our goal at the start of the YouTube channel was to provide some form of rugby commentary for people who aren't able to see the game, and also just to be able to create like a community of people who love rugby and the process. And also there goes the Mighty Barbars to draw the first blood, says Emilian. Score prediction, says Henry Dabas. I would say Barbars by 5. At the moment, 19 French players today for the Barbarians. 1 English, 1 Australian, 2 Georgians, and 1 Fijian. Vakatava is a Fijian who played for France, says Derek. And also Brandt hurt his knee. Now kicked down behind Marcus Smith. He has to chase it. And he does manage to clean it up. And it will now be a goal line dropout. And also we have got there, I agree, Lee Hamish brought all of us together. And we're so grateful for it. Big love, Hamish. Says Sebastian there as well. But yeah, like now, literally every week I go, right, we've got streams. I work out which one they are. And every single week we see the same people and new people coming in as well, which is like absolutely incredible. Gave me his high test cone. That's 34% THC, 10% CBD. I usually do 23 to 26. Thinking about firing it up in the second half of this game. What y'all think? Says Katie Dixon. And there's our big love all. Says Katie. And Warriors could be good if you guys like league, like you do for Union, says Xavier Brown. Nicely done by Nashville. And just outside of the 22. Now, the Barbarians, they've had a majority of the ball in the second half. I agree, Lee. There's 1, 2, 3 MS. Nice tackle made there by Bevan Rod. Now, big run forward, straight up the middle. And Tonga is getting close. Uses the leg drive just half a meter short. Now, Kuyu goes himself. And he scores the try for the Barbarians. They get another... My dog stepped on a beat. That would have sucked for the dog. Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I know that bee stings when you get them, like, in sensitive places. That sounds a bit weird to say, but bear with me. When you get them in, like, a sensitive spot, like, it just feels that much worse. So, like, a dog on its foot, I assume, maybe on the underneath, would have been quite tricky for it as well. And also, we have got their Barbars. We'll have to upset the English side for their revenge. And also, we have got their try and Big Love Hamish. Or Big Love for Hamish, says Lee Thomas. And also, you're the only guy that streams all rugby games, says Xavier. We try our very best. Like, I do miss some of them, unfortunately, but that's just because I do need to sleep at some stage throughout the day. He's quoting Emma Heard. And there as well says, I see. And I went all deep about, like, yeah. And also, we look at their thanks so much. And also we have got the bee sting on your private parts would hurt like hell. You certainly don't stick anything into a beehive anytime soon. Thanks to all Lil Gray, says Lee. And also we have got there, England is losing, says Mo. They certainly aren't. Question Hamish, I love what you're doing for us, but are you making some bucks at least? Says MC Luna. I mean, it's probably one of those ones that, like, however much you think I might be making, you probably got to divide it by about 5 or something like that. Like, pretty much anything in terms of, like, money that we made from the channel has gone straight back into our YouTube channel. Like, we pretty much, I guess you could say we do it, like, for free, I guess you could say, because of the fact that we do end up, like, spending anything on a webcam, like a new one, or a microphone to upgrade that, lighting, green screen, anything that we've got just goes straight into the channel. And don't worry, Hamish has 0 entertainment world knowledge. That is very true. Bucks now, that is probably the most that we're going to make all year. Thank you very much, Xavier. Do appreciate that. Game over, says Aiden. Yeah, it's looking very much like the Barbarians are going to be able to keep themselves in the lead here. 26 points to 11 now. And yes, Hamish, hopefully all are watching right now. Love rugby, says Lee Thomas. And also Bee Sting on the privates equals cheap Viagra, says I am nutty. I mean, I don't know whether or not that would work very well. And best thing for the Barbars, or is for the Barbars to win just for the excuse that Eddie will say, says it was Hamish. And the big thing is as well, George Cruz's last game. So an English international getting to play for a side against England to get himself a win. And also good one in the spirit of rugby. And Kuyo may be the best scrum half after Dupont, says Derek. And there's one. Also, we've got there another donation from Xavier. All right, what a legend, I do appreciate that a lot, Xavier, mate. And yeah, hope you have been enjoying the live streams. We've got plenty more coming next week. We have got top 14 final. We are hoping to do MLR final. And then alongside that, we've got a couple other matches, including hopefully State of Origin on the Kiwi Lad Sport. And true, but damn that case, Circus was entertaining, says Gareth there. And how are you doing, sister? Says Aiden. And I'm doing well, brother. I hope you are too. And also the Barbars will demolish the English side on their own turf and cracking Premiership final yesterday. Well done to the Tigers. Got to remember, 2 best sides in England. England's Premiership players are not there. Very true. They are missing the likes of maybe a Freddie Stewart. They would have loved to have him out there. Owen Farrell, Max Malins. Quite a few in the 4-pack as well. Jamie George. I can think of many players, and they're all rattling through my head. Ben Youngs, of course, an extremely experienced. And also, I never want you to get a job, says Xavier there. I mean, I will try my best. Like, at some stage, I may have to consider a part-time job just so that I can, like, keep on doing YouTube as much as I can. Is Joe Marler injured? I think I heard someone say about that he might end up with or he has got some sort of injury. And then, while this is a result I would not have expected, says Cameron. And also, we have, I don't know if I'll call it entertaining. It was just said. Says Katie there in the afternoon. Hamish says Cameron, welcome in. And looking at Tate on Xavier's avatar, is he going to be the Wallaby scrum half or Nick White? It's a great question. Jake Gordon also probably going to be. Maybe he's got to be in maybe the question, but at the moment it's probably the other 2, and then it'd be the 3rd choice. And also, yeah, Vanaka Barbas, the first blood, and also anyone providing a service deserves to be paid. Don't be shy to put your details up for us, PayPal, etc. Says MC Luna. I don't actually think I have a PayPal, which might be one of my issues, possibly overall. But that's the thing. Like, I always feel weird. Like, anytime anyone donates, it always feels kind of strange because of the fact that I can't show you guys the games. Like, and it always makes me feel like worse about not being able to show them. But I do hope one day we can try and do something along those lines. You should monetize your videos. They are monetized. They just, CPM is not what people would expect, I guess. And this is turning into a superb, entertaining game. A pleasure to watch. Says Lee, yeah, it's really heating up. 50 minutes in at the moment. England looking for a back line. And Marcus Smith selling the dummy, trying to scatter his way through, not quite able to skip forward. But now Danny Keir, the Harlequins players, linking up. Quick hands from Tom Curry. Now back across to Matt Atkinson. I don't think his first name's Matt, but it's certainly Atkinson as the last name. Now going through Johnny May. Getting closer, 20 metres out. Danny Keir back across to the side, and it's another big old run forward. And also everyone donate $1 million, and Hamish can get the TV rights, says Xavier. I mean, that is possibly true, but yeah, that's the thing. If you had $1 million, surely like a Sky subscription or something would be the better option out of the 2. And also, Eddie hopes England lose so he can have an excuse to put Farrell at 10. Nice wide pass, though. Johnny May likes his chances. Down the wing, he steps in, he scores. and England get themselves another. This game is heating up currently. And that is going to be another try in this game. Johnny May scores. I think this game's going to be going down to the wire, pretty much to the wire. And also we have got their blackberry cheesecake. It's the best Father's Day dessert ever. And also we got the Xavier, now you're talking. Here's MC Luna there as well. And also thoughts on the 7 teams dominating the USA. Imagine what the Kiwi teams would do in Europe. I believe the Southern teams would dominate in the World League comp. Says Angel, or Eagle Cap, in fact it was. Yeah, I found it. Marcus Smith has missed again. Has he got a kick over today? Maybe one, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, it's awesome to see that the South African sides, after the first 2 rounds or so, everyone counted them out. They were like, nah, why are they in the competition? They've lost all their games. But now the final was 2 South African sides. So it means that not only do the South African sides show the class that they've got in the first season, but now it means that the Irish sides, Scottish sides, Welsh sides all have to try and bump it up to that next level to make sure that they do make it further in the competition next year as well. But yeah, I do like it. I'm looking forward to the Champions Cup, see how they end up going in that one. And also, yo, bro, says the Ninja Dude. Welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing well. Try, says Sebastian there as well. But 52 minutes through. Courtney Law's out there on the field now for Sam Underhill. 43 likes. And well done. Smash that like button and subscribe if you are new. Says BDV. You heard the man. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got plenty more coming up. I don't know whether or not we are doing the Spain versus Barbarians game, as I don't know whether or not that is actually going to be on TV for us here in New Zealand. But if it is, we will try our best to be able to do it. And bloody hell, to replace the damn guy. It's not his day. If England lose, it's the number 10's fault. Says Aiden there. I feel like every time you call him the number 10, Sebastian's hands, like he just gets the stress ball out. The smoke comes out of the ears. He turns bright red. As he is his Quinn's fly half, of course. Although, to be fair, he set up the try, which is another one that you could argue did end up getting him a little bit closer. And also in the USC League created last season, South African teams dominate the majority of the games they played against all the pro Welsh, Scottish and Irish clubs. Here's Lee Thomas. And also Bulls lost 5 out of the 6 in the beginning. Says Gareth there. And also I need a drink, says Sebastian. And also wonder what Big Mouth Eddie's excuse will be if they lose this game. Is it a full-strength England squad? It is not. They are missing the players from the Leicester Tigers and Saracens. So they have got a lot more young guys out there. Imagine your dad will let your son, or imagine you're a dad. Would you let your son stay up on a school night to watch rugby in the middle of the night? Random question, says Xavier. Right, so I've got to imagine I've got a child. How old is the child, Xavier? First of all, because I think that depends on it a little bit. Like, I remember I watched the FIFA World Cup 2010 on a school night, and my brain hurt really badly the next day at school. And I was atop the English Barbars for a no-try man, year 7. Okay, so you've got a 10 to 11-year-old child. I'm going to ask a couple more questions. First of all, what day of the week is it, and what time is the game on? Do let me know. And also, I need some beer, says Aiden. And also, his haircut is too heavy on one side, and it's throwing his aim off. And also, McLuna, agree 100%. And imagine, bro, eating KFC and watching you. There's the Ninja Dude. Sounds all right, doesn't it? Now, Sekou Makalu, he is one to watch out for. He is a beast. And the way that I describe him is he's got pistons for legs. They just keep on pumping and pumping and pumping. Saracens and Tigers playing missing. The Quins were in the playoffs as well. We're not, I promise. Says Sebastian. 2 a.m. kickoff Monday morning. Just like this game. Okay, Monday morning's a little bit more of a... They got anything on after school on Monday? Like any rugby practice or something like that? It would depend on the game a little bit. Because if it was like Barbarians versus England, I'd say we can watch the replay after school together. Rather than watching it live. But then if it was All Blacks versus Springboks or something randomly on a Monday, I would probably end up possibly saying we'll just watch it live. But you're going to have to go to sleep early the next night. And also try not to fall asleep in class. And can England score another 2 tries, please, now? And also you can't blame the English playoff if they lose, says Lee. Yeah, at the end of the day, he was able to help set up the the try earlier on, didn't he? And also coming your Quins, and also who you're supporting. I'll keep asking you until your stream starts, bro. Says it was the Ninja Dude. Or still my stream stops, I assume. So are we talking in this game or just in general? The Ninja Dude, do let me know. Don't worry, you stay there. You stay there and let the Barbars make 2 more tries. And great to see Makalu, says Derek. Yeah, he's an absolute beast. And now nice push from the Barbars, and they have got the advantage as well. Now charging for Lavani Bortia in the midfield. Passes off now to Tanga. Okay, still going to be available for them. Short side. Carbonell up to Sekou Makalu, and he is the man that I mentioned. He's wearing the bright pink socks, of course, representing Stade Francais in the top 14, the side that Nani Lamape does play for. A minute now. I'll be heartbroken if my child won't be into sports. I want to watch games with him /year. That'll be a dream. Says Sebastian there. And in 2 weeks, I'll have to wake up at 3:30 a.m. to watch All Blacks versus Ireland. Says Mo. Yeah, very early morning start for yourself. But we will be live on the channel if you do want somewhere to chat about the game now. Damien Pinot, he took it casually, but I think he's been able to score the try. They're going to be checking this one, but he just did it so casually. He didn't even sprint to the line, and also the try says, I am nutty. And in this game, bro, okay, so I would probably say the Barbarians, not because of that try, but before the game started, I think that the Barbarians, they're looking very good. And also, so this is basically England A versus France A, pretty much, yeah. And when I was a kid, I despised sports, but now I love them. I'm sure your children will love sports because you love sports. So here's Katie Dixon there as well. I see Mike Adamson. He's not really a popular referee at the moment. Like, no matter where he goes in the world, people don't like him. Okay. Oh, okay. His foot was in touch for Damien Pinot, unfortunately. He took that way too casually. He didn't really sprint towards the corner. And the thing is, that is actually what has cost him. Oh, hang on. Or did he get the ball down? It's almost simultaneous. I'm obsessed with football and cricket, bro, says the Ninja Dude. So, yeah, I've come to the right place. Be sure to check out the Kiwi Lad Sport channel, which is our other channel. And we have actually done a little bit of football on there. And we have got cricket coming up a little bit later on in the week as well. And in addition, I'm sure they won't love the orphanage. And there's Sebastian. Elsevier is after those lines, or is he after those lines again? He is indeed. And also, has Eddie Jones selected his English squad for next month because this is a trial match for England player to travel to Oz. So I think he has got a squad selected, but it may end up changing a little bit depending on like injuries, etc. Along those sides, I feel your pain. My boy player rugby up until he was 15. But he was too small and got hurt too much. It broke my heart too. But you have to put their safety first. Here's Lee Thomas. Right, I think this is going to be called as out, possibly. Oh, okay. It's going to stand as a try. And Damien Pinot scores his second try. I mentioned it earlier on. When he scores one, he normally scores more than one. And now 31 points to the Barbarians, 16 to England. Now, from that angle, I'd almost say that the foot may have touched first. I think that is out. But they've called it as a try. They say that they haven't got enough evidence to overrule it. And also, my dog had a litter of puppies that all shouted for the Bulls. It's a week later, they're shouting for the Stormers now. You see their eyes open in the meantime, says MC Luna. And also, yeah, we're not necessarily playing Sport League, but just watch it in your spare time and bloody rest fault now. Says Aiden there. And also, not to worry, folks, because the final score will be 40 points to 16. And Drew Sebastian, he watches now. Says Lee Thomas as well. But now lining up this one. It's gone away to the side again. So it's really not been a good day for kicking at Twickenham by the looks of it. But Bastoy just gets it a little bit wrong. But Damien Pinot, he certainly didn't get it wrong. 2 tries already for him. And now 25 minutes left in this game. And they have got themselves 15 points advantage on the board for the Barbarians. And they are down to 14 men as well, I should mention. Now marching coming off the field. That is for Jack Knoll. He has made his way out there. Looks like it is going to be a kick-up by from Carbonell. And also, yes to the Barbers. And England, for the love of God, you can't lose a Twicky. And then also we've got the Amish. Some refs carry a bad reputation wherever they are. Yeah. And he is unfortunately one of them, Mike Adamson. I think it's because, like, he has had a couple really, like, to say the least, shockers. But I always like to go into each game as, like, a fresh page type thing. And no, it's a try. Says Emiliano also Lionel Messi won the toss and chose to bat first and put Brent Lee to bowl. Says the ninja dude there. And also we've got the England for the... Oh, no, I read that one. Now it's been a turnover for the Barbars. Trying to go through George Cruz almost runs straight over the referee. Pull it forward doing nicely with the run. Now Levani Bortia. Good tackle made on him. Now Carbonell pierced his way through. And also we have got, apart from the Stormers, the bookies have got it wrong on the favourites every single game. Here's Cameron there as well. Now running forward. Sekou Makalu does end up dropping it forward. And it is now going to be the scrum feed for England in the ground. So just a little mistake from Sekou Makalu when he tried to find that offload. And also, can you do react on YouTube right now, bro? Says the ninja dude. React on YouTube as in like right at this very second, the ninja dude? Or as in the future? Because we actually have a Kiwi Lads Reacts channel, which we reacted for one video. And then we haven't done any more. Should have played just across the road on the stoop. They're more familiar with that ground. Here's Sebastian there as well. I'll tell you what. We're going to make England this. This is going to change the momentum of this game. There we go. We're at the stoop. They know this one pretty decently. We're going to change the other side as well so that it is also going to be the stoop. There we go. We're fully at the stoop. See if that works. And also, there's a funny YouTube eating ASMR. Chris kicked already. Says, I'm nutty. And also, I do feel for the English supporters watching right now. Says Lee. And okay, so is Eddie going to carry on this new system? He's trying to go back to a more traditional. He did pioneer back in 1998, the 3-1-3-3-1. Good question. The Kiwi Lads, geez, he's quick with the links, old Sebastian. That is the Kiwi Lads React channel. The stoop, says Katie Dixon. And also we have the Chris Farley voice for the love of God. I know who that is, of course. Chris Farley, him. You know, he says stuff. Said that in the past. Or we would sound like that saying it. Who's Chris Farley? He's an actor, isn't he? Is he an actor? Is he the one who plays one of those superheroes? Which one's he? No, maybe not. I was over there, do a reaction on Spice ASMR on Kiwi Lads React. Says the ninja dude and also stoop. And there says Sebastian Kramer, I should say. My voice didn't want to say the last part. He was an actor. And there as well. What was his name? Bitch, I want to play like Chris Farley. I'm going to have to look up Chris Farley. I'll probably recognize him when I see him. I think he's kicking foot is injured. Or injured, I don't think it's quite how you'd say it. Chris Farley. American actor. I've seen him before. What have I seen him in? I don't actually know what I've seen him in. I'm looking through at the movies that he's been in. Yeah, I don't think I know what one I've seen him in. Now, Marcus Smith charging forward once again. I have possums on my roots, and I keep thinking it's my parents waking up and coming down to yell at me. Says it was Xavier, and also he was Adam Sandler's sidekick on Saturday Night Live. Says Katie, and also they should let the forwards kick the penalties and conversions, says MC Luna. Now, Danny Kerr, the ball is available once again. It looks like there is an injury on the short side, and it's actually Sekou Makalu, but now England. They are starting to find a little bit more momentum. Johnny May fires it back across. Like they're saying, England showing some good intent here. Or intent now. Jack Noel almost going forward. He's rolling closer. He's about a metre short now. Round the side, all they need to do is just put this ball down. And now it goes short. Willis, I think he's going to get held up. Trying to get that ball back. Danny Kerr gets it back to Tom Curry. Tries to fend. He's had his ankles taken out from underneath him, though, which is always very hard to run now. Danny Kerr tries to snipe himself. Still hanging on to it. Johnny Gray out to Smith, who scores it. And tell you what, it's the stoop. And that is going to be the try for England. Ever since we've changed the picture, they've seemed to come alive, England. And not just that, a player who normally plays at this ground for the Harlequins, Marcus Smith, as we have heard him called the number 10, has been able to score it and can't get over that Timo decision. Foot was clearly in touch. This Chris Ward, yeah. It was not good for that one. And Ozzy worked a lot with David Spade, the wee guy, And there as well, says Sebastian, and also, well, what a scoreline, says Bertie V. That was a howler in there as well. And also, yes, guilty as charged, and also try England try. And also, why is some names in the spammers have spanners next to names? Pretty much it is a moderator. So all it means is they can like get rid of links and whatnot when they do end up coming through, whether it's a spam or anything like that. Awesome. Who did you play for? There's Gareth there, but Marcus Smith, he scored the try for the Twickenham Stoop side of the Harlequins, but we're at Twickenham now. Does that mean I should like change this picture back now? Back to the other one, see whether or not it fixes it. 2 from 5 today. So it's sad to say that England has to pay the price for the mighty Barbars, says Emilio, and also the try for the English, says Katie there as well. But now 19 minutes left on the clock. This kick is so important. He's 2 from 5 tonight, Marcus Smith, and he hasn't been able to really kick anything. He's missed again. So that is going to be 4 kicks missed for Marcus Smith. And he just can't quite believe it. He's shaking his head and also, yeah, we can boast links. Says Sebastian, and also, I like the Quins. Oh, really? Quins jersey is very unique. And Smith will miss the kick again. He should throw it over. Might have to consider it soon, perhaps. But Marcus Smith, he gets the high five from one of his teammates. Johnny Gray says, don't worry about it, mate. I would have missed it too, which is not really what you want to hear from a lock. I'm just a mechanic. Says Gavin, also change the picture to Eddie's cheeky grinning face, says Peter Schmeichel. We might consider it if they manage to win. Also, we need a collab with the rugby guy. And there says Xavier, although he is huge at the moment on, I think he's got over 100,000 on Instagram, doesn't he? So maybe we might have to wait a little bit longer for that one. Good Day seems like a lifetime ago. Now says it was Lee, and also we have got, it's going to be a price on their head. Says Emilio, thanks, Sebastian. How do I get to do that? Says NC Luna, and also we look at the F1 watch along. Says Jack, it's actually something that Isaac has said that he'd be keen for in the past, and that was actually on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel that we will more than likely end up doing it. But now it is going to be Johnny Gray. In fact, it's actually Courtney Laws charging forward nicely. England have found themselves into 4th gear now. If they can continue to flow at this rate, they might be able to get themselves a try in the next few seconds or so. Now going back across, Courtney Laws get the pop pass up there. Now short, Jack Knoll moves up to 22 metres out. This is just building and building again. Joe Marchant doing nicely. 63 minutes through now. This is really going to be testing for the Barbarians, whether or not they have got the stamina to go all the way. That is nicely done by the Barbarians. They've turned the ball over, and now Damien Pinot looked like he was considering going for the kick, but instead, now, yes, he does kick. Thought he was going to try and run that one out. It's going to be going downfield. Danny Kerr has to wait for him. In fact, it's Marcus Smith. Now tries to step. He's actually dug himself into the turf. And also, we are you a Scarlets fan? Lee, says Sebastian there. Okay, off feet at the ruck by Johnny May. And also, Dan Welsh Rugby in the amateur days was hard. Basically, boxing, and a shame about Skelton, though. A shadow over his great season, says Eric. And also, is it an effort try or a fluke try? I mean, that was a very nice try from England. They look like they have found that next gear, like I mentioned just before. And yeah, we will have to wait and see whether or not it does keep on building for them. In the last 17 minutes ago, this game isn't on telly, so I'm watching England versus France wheelchair rugby instead. I mean, it's worked out kind of for you because both teams are still taking place. What is the score in that game, though? Do let me know. Is this the real England side or B side, says Roman Soldiers? I would say it's England minus maybe 5 to 10 of their regulars. Like, I wouldn't say they're a B team overall. Like, they've still got some very class players out there. It is just that they are missing Saracens and they are missing Leicester Tigers players. And I was have you even knocked out person, says Ninja Dude. I have not. I haven't even hit someone. So I'll probably end up, if I tried to hit someone, if I really had to, I'd probably end up breaking my hand before I ended up breaking them. There you go. I was out of the prop ever been on $1 million contract? If not, who's the next prop to get $1 million contract? I know that a lot of people would say Teniel Tupou, but I'd say Tyke Furlong if he goes overseas. Like if he went to France or anything like that. Or maybe one of those French guys in the front row. I'm trying to think. Demba Bamba, he might get quite a bit of money. I don't know whether or not he's $1 million player, though. Trevor Nakanye, he's going to Montpellier. I don't know how much he's getting paid, though. And also the guy Smashville Skinner. And this is Nathan and Farrell is England's best playoff choice, not Smith, says Mark. And thank you, sis, says Lee Thomas. All right. The Barbarians now, they have got themselves another opportunity. England on fire, says the Ninja Dude. They have been for the last 5 minutes or so. But now the Barbarians trying to find themselves back into this game. And also, how dare you, Mike? And there's his question. Now waiting for this one. Start moving very slowly to the side. It's another advantage. We need mechanics. I was lucky enough to play at pro level too. Says Lee Thomas. Back across. Barbarians 22 out. They have got plenty of options out to the left-hand side if they do want to use it. Both the kickers should change to the other foot. Says Emilio there now. Pop pass up. The big forwards linking up. The two men off the bench. That is going to be going back for the penalty advantage. Okay, the Barbarians are currently ahead by 10, so they more than likely will kick this one for the corner. Try and extend it just a little bit more. There we go. We'll go like that, but it is actually Louis Carbonell did, I believe, decide that he does want them to go for the corner. And also we get the 10 points. Can England pull it back? Only if we don't see a try right now for the Barbarians. And also, bro, have you seen there's a movie called Sonic the Hedgehog 2? And this is their Ninja Doodle. I have heard of it. I haven't seen it, though, yet. And full Reddit alert, y'all. Puts on hazmat suit and removes Owen Farrell from the field of play. Says Cody Dixon also come on Damien Burrows. Says Emilio. And also England. It's bad as well. Says Marcus now trying to drive forward. Once again, waiting for it at the back. Louis Carbonell goes across. And he's had a very solid game as well, actually, now that I think about it. Hustoi. Another penalty to the Barbarians. So this will use up a little bit more time. And when is France versus Japan? Are you going to cover it? Says the 123 MS. If it doesn't overlap with any of the other games that we have got on the channel, we will definitely be doing that matchup. I'll quickly have a look at my schedule and see when that game is taking place. Probably after this live stream or tomorrow, I'm going to be doing like a full-on, like right up until about mid-January, or not mid-January, mid-July kind of planning session type thing for when the games are. No need for that kind of hassle, Katie. Oh, and as a Scouser, you just lower him away with a pint of lager. There you go. Right, Japan, they play France in 12 days' time at 6 p.m. So that actually, that overlaps with Ireland versus New Zealand. Now driving forward nicely once again. It is Danny Prezzo. Now kicked it behind. And it looks like the Barbarians waiting for it to bounce. Beautifully taken. And Carbonell gets it. And that will be the try now for the Barbarians. They have got themselves another. And also we go there, watch right, bloody hell, look up. And there's our, and also we have their try says, I am nutty, and also try says Warrior Q. That is nicely done for the Barbarians. But yeah, that game, Japan versus France, actually does overlap with New Zealand versus Ireland, which seems really bad that they've done that way. And then the next week, Japan versus France also overlaps with New Zealand versus Ireland. And also it's a try time for the Barbars. And come on, Katie. And there's our says Lee. And also we have got, what a try. That's impressive. Yeah, very nicely done. I think they're just trying to check to see whether or not there was some sort of drop ball on the ground. Oh. They're saying there might be a bit of an infringement. And also we have there's a kick Nick White can't do. And where can I watch this? Says Nicholas. There are actually not many options. If you've got, or whereabouts are you in the world, Nicholas, first of all? And then I will try my best to help you out. Because there are a few places around that you can watch the game. But there are only 13 minutes left as well. And who was the try scorer? It was Louis Carbonell, who was able to score that one. Okay, they're checking Charlie Yule's collision, but they've said that it's going to be all right. And now that kick does go over. And now 17 points between them. How much time is left? Says Bianca there. It is currently 12 minutes left on the clock and stand sport for the Aussies. And just Welsh players, it says Jack Cooney there in the chat as well. And also, yes, says Emiliano. And also the Lions need a new manager, says Jack. Now that one's going to be kicked up high. And it has gone backwards in the process. So now England taking it straight back. Thanks as well, says Bianca. No worries at all. And also, it's over. No way England can possibly win. Now close to the corner. Oh, that's a good kick. About a metre out from Marcus Smith there. And also, England can still do this. They just need to dig in. But I don't know, y'all. Here's Katie. And also, but I'm sure there are many ex and current players watching this game. Says Lee Thomas as well. Danny Prezzo to throw this one 5 meters out from their own line. A lot of pressure. And also, is there a VPA or non-VPN way to watch it in Ireland? Oh, Ireland, depending on what subscription service you've got. If you've got Amazon Prime, I believe it's on Amazon Prime showing it live. But other than that, there aren't really too many other options. In the UK, I don't believe, unless, because I know that Flow Rugby in the USA is an option that you've got. I'm just going to quickly have a wee Google of it and see what it, whoa, okay. It's turned orange. It is. Oh, thank you very much, Warrior Q. And thank you for all your hard work. I appreciate your commentary. And you have a voice of rugby play-by-play. Much love from Oakland, California. You are Mark 2 Sets Rugby. I go to commentary for rugby overseas, says Warrior Q. Yeah, hugely appreciated for that donation, mate. And yeah, we got plenty more coming. Top 14 final next week. We got the Pro 14. Oh, sorry, not the Pro 14, the MLR. We got some other ones coming up on the Kiwi Lad Sport. We got plenty just around the corner. We have no intention of slowing down, other than, of course, if somehow I miraculously lose my voice. Other than that, we're all good. And no South African players in the Barbarian squad. None at all. No Kiwis as well. No one from New Zealand, South Africa, Argentina, or Japan have made their way into this Barbar side for this year. Danny Kerr passing back across. Nicely done now. Running forward. And also we look at their top bloke, says Nathan. And England is bad. Says Ruben Wall. That was a big shot from Danny Prezzo. And it's going to be the advantage as well. I believe they've said that it was a little bit too high. In fact, no, they've said that he was offside. Now Jack Noel trying to loop his way around the outside. Dragged down. And it is going to be going back for the penalty. Still 10 minutes left in Currie Cup final. That is not that no one was expecting. That is true. We are also going to be doing the Pumas versus the Requas. And is this England B team? Little bit, but they also have some very class players in their lineup. And it just hasn't quite been working out for them up against the Barbarians for this matchup. But now Marcus Smith kicks it for the corner. And they will have themselves a 5-meter line out. They still aren't completely out of this game. And also, I wish I could give more, says Warrior Q. Trust me, that much is well and truly enough. And it is hugely appreciated, of course. Like I mentioned, anything that we get, go straight back into the channel, trying to make it as good as physically possible. Whether that is audio-wise, lighting-wise, anything like that. So, yeah, your donation is hugely appreciated, Warriors Q. And also, we as the Bunnings EBC. It is going to be coming up in about, I believe, 45 days or something along those lines. It's the 18. There's Ruben there now trying to drive forward to the side. England sitting 10 meters out. I'm quickly going to go like this and like that as well now. So sitting there, Danny Kerr. I was just checking to see what the odds are sitting like for this matchup because I feel like it is going to be relatively close for them. Okay, no clear release. And penalty to England once again. We will go like this. And there we go. And also we get that Hamish shouting us KFC, says Nathan. I mean, if I could send it all around the world, I would. But I don't know how well it would travel from New Zealand to anywhere else. Whereas Alex, he turned his Farrell down from 11 to 4 for this game. I think he's actually injured, unfortunately. Geez, that was close to hitting the post. Now we're going back for another stoppage in play. They were looking for the corner there for Johnny May. But they're going to be going back. And also England missing front row. Marla. George for the hooker, or again, sorry, hookers is George and Cowan Dickey, the entire props, Sinclair Stewart, usual front rows, Atoje, Stewart, Youngs, and other Leicester and Saracen players played yesterday, says Jeff there. And also we have got there, we only had the knock-on from Don Brandt, and that was it. Says Sebastian, and also your name is Hamish, says the Ninja Dude. It is indeed, and it's embarrassing, says Ruben, and also I'm enjoying this butt whooping, down a man, but still giving England a hiding. And how do you tag it? Your channel hashtag enough, says Eric. Oh, that's a good question. How does one tag a channel? I guess. Or the link for the channel, I guess, is probably the way that I normally do it. I don't know whether or not we've got any hashtags overall, just because I don't really go on like kind of Twitter or anything along those lines as well. And also the try, and well, it was good. And also long left, says Rugby Fan. Another 7 minutes. Danny Kerr, pop pass up to Marcus Smith. He's knocked it on majorly. And now it is going to be in the hands of the Barbarians once again looking to attack. One last time, it's going to be the bounce pass up to Seku Makalu, and the Pistons are starting to drive for that man down the wing. It's going to be a hard one to catch him. Marcus Smith is not catching him. Seku Makalu looking for the offload, sitting on halfway currently for the Barbarians. And Danny Wise says, Katie Dixon, it's a beautiful offload. And now the kick him on with a little bit of a grubber, and that is going to be absolute class from the Barbarians. That's going to be try of the match, the way that one went. But it is another try for the Barbarians. Barbarians has a terrible team. Says Ruben, I mean, they look pretty classy, though, for a terrible signing. You should grow your Instagram. It could help with your YouTube channel. Says Xavier. And also we have got the, I just go on show, or goes to show the French side taken some continuity, or continue, oh, I always throw continuity from the Six Nations. and playing hard in every aspect of this match. And also we have got there that's a big of a scoreline, and also you'll say massive upset. But I've seen the Barbs pulling this off since the beginning, says Warriors Q there. And back heel kick to score, says I am nutty, and what a kick, says Xavier Round. That was very impressive from the Barbarians, and they seem like, they're just kind of getting started, and I think it's going to be good for the Currie Cup. Some of the 4 teams should challenge up or play challenge up bigger 4 in the Champions Cup, and also we're about to concede a 50 bomb. See, Sebastian there and continue. I feel like you guys have found my weakness. Continuity. That's it, isn't it? And for instance, a general sports fan has clicked sport as an interest online when he pops on YouTube. How do the bots recommend you exist so they must acknowledge the stream activity? Says Eric as well. I guess somehow I think it's just all through the recommended type thing. What happened there? Where have we gone? Okay, I think, did they just let Cruz take that kick and come on, Barbarians make it 50, and now the Barbarians are showing off with the back heel kick? Yes, it's an interesting choice overall to take it like that, but it works out for him. And also Vince, I read that one. And George Cruz, kick success. He's got 2 from 2 tonight, which is better than Marcus Smith, unfortunately. I had to say it. I know it's not ideal, but he's done extremely well. Now 75 and a half minutes through this matchup. Now another line out going the way of England. They just want another try at the end of this one. And solid French rugby improving. And there as well says Nathan, it's looking very well. And also watching the French League semi-final, I was quite impressed by the high quality of their clubs. And we have got the final coming up very soon. Great call. Thanks. There's opportune moments. And thank you very much for being here as well, mate. And England are fraudulent. I'll put them on fraud watch, says Jack. And also we get the ouch, says Betty V. And also England's best kicker is playing for the Barbars. And Jack Cooney, it's on, says it was Eric. Now offloading it backwards, Danny Kerr. In fact, that was actually Atkinson. Now it's going up. Danny Kerr takes the contact close, and it's another turnover for the Barbars. Left, right. Marcus Smith kicking bad, says Sebastian. And also, who got a red card for the Barbars? It was Will Skelton, which is 140 kgs that you lose. And also, we were there. I think of that, Eric. And there. And also, we have got there, Skelton, says Jeff. And also, as the top 14 a comp of top level, I honestly never watched it, says Gareth. I would recommend checking out the final next week, if it's available in South Africa, that is. We are going to be doing our live stream alongside that match, hopefully. And I do recommend checking it out. It is always, I guess it's compared to a different style of rugby a little bit. There is a bit more tactical kicking. Oh, slipping into the tackle there. It was not ideal there for England. And also, it was meant to be meant as an insult. Honestly, I thought Danny might have had a better game, says Lee. And also, being England with 14 men, how embarrassing is this? There's Cameron there as well. Now, Marcus Smith offloads up to Tom Curry. They want one last chance here for the Saracens, or not for the Saracens, sorry, for the English. Kia passes back across Johnny May. Tackled hard by it was the big man at number 8, Tonga. Now Smith. Oh, he tries to sell the dummy, and he's just been crushed by Prezzo, who might have just rearranged his vital organs. Now, nice rush defense from Cruz. He's absolutely loving his time out there, although that tackle has been missed. The top 14 clubs are still European champions. To lose, winning it last year, La Rochelle winning this year against Leinster, says it was Sebastian. And also rugby where defence is not the best. It's sometimes good to watch like this game, says Octavian. Also got to love playing rugby against the Polynesian brothers. A good chiropractor, says Nathan. And Barbars playing with 14 men in England with 15 men. And there, and that was almost another turnover now. Offloaded up to Jack Noll. It was a flat ball now. Danny Kerr, pop pass back. This is nice from England. Now Johnny Gray gives it off wide, and it's just going to go too far. In fact, that was it Johnny Gray or Johnny Hill? It might have been Johnny Hill, in fact. Marcus Smith plays halfback. Slings it across now to Big Willis. Now, nice pop-up. Oh, Jack Knowles put it down, and he could have been going straight through. But now the Barbars, they've got the ball back. Damien Pinot using his base, tackled by Marcus Smith. Tries to slow it down, and you can see why he tried it, because now, it's a forward roll. He's still running, though, the Georgian winger. Now looking for the pass on the inside, and it will be the try again, and that will be 50 points for the Barbarians. That was brilliantly done. And Ruben and the Barbarians, have been all on the beer this week, and also the Bars are just dog walking England. I'm living this. Oh, I'm loving this. I think that would be from Warwick, and also, and they would drag Eddie Jones across the coals. And also, we over there. If you ever watch the French 14, where you are, you definitely should. It goes addictive. Says Lee Thomas, and also they will be talking about the game for days to come. And also, OMFG, you called it 50. It just keeps getting worse. Yeah, there was a forward roll in that process, and the 50 bomb we deserve it. Appalling performance, says Sebastian. But yeah, Nanishvili does a forward roll, finds the pass, and then does manage to, in the end, go to another player on the inside. I think it was the fly half there. Being able to get it as well. So now 50 points, and I believe who gets the kick this time? It looks like the number 10 wants it. No, it's not. It's going to be George Cruz once again. Okay. He's clapping at the moment, George Cruz, and the crowd are getting behind it, and they're just talking about the fact that he will have to kick it before full time. So he's lining it up, and he gets it over. He's got 3 from 3 in the crowd, even though there are a lot more English supporters. Of course, George Cruz, English international, he's done nicely there. And 3 from 3 better than Smith in an honest assessment. Sebastian says, Lee, that I'm going to curl up in a corner and cry. Says Katie there. And also we have got, it will be back page somewhere. And also New Zealand, or the ICC World Cup, or New Zealand matches, New Zealand versus Australia, New Zealand versus England, also New Zealand, Scotland, New Zealand, England. Adding 6 assists than Ninja Dude there, but now George Cruz, he's been taken off the field, and he's got a whole heap of water on his head as well from his teammates. That's going to be another knock on by England, and it just hasn't worked for them in this matchup. It has been, definitely if you're an English supporter, it's been a frustrating watch, the way that it has ended up going for them. But now he's the player of the match as well, George Cruz. So what a moment for the big man in his final ever game. He's getting more water tipped on his head, and he's getting picked up already. The game's not even over, and they're throwing him up in the air currently on the touchline. And him and Will Skelton, they are chilling out big time on the touchline. George Cruz, he's looking tired. And also, good luck explaining this one, Eddie. And also, sorry if my English sucks. I am Arabic speaking. No worries at all. Name is, you're right. It's a different style to Southern Hemisphere rugby, but at its best, it's superb. Certainly is. And I think the top 14 final will be nothing but phenomenal. But that is the end of this game. I'm clapping it because that was a brilliant performance from the Barbarians. England had their moments, but it was just very nicely done. And now it is going to be the end of the match as well. And also we're going to now more than ever, Eddie should piss off. Submission there. And also we have got their feeling soul coming. I'm loving it. So get right back. Small print. Here's Lee. There's and also this changing attack pattern. It just doesn't work, especially when there's turnover ball. They just can't get it into a good defensive pattern quick enough. And also we've got the Australia accepting French refugees. Says I'm not in. Also, yeah, says Ruben. For that, and he should. And Eddie Jones should just retire now. He's going to get even more embarrassed when he comes down under. Says Xavier. Of course, that is the next step for the English. They are going to be taking on the Australians. And yeah, we will have to wait and see exactly how it does end up going. There's a bit of a dance going on at the moment for the Barbarians. They will be loving it. And also, we have got there as well. And Smith can't pass or can't piss with the big dogs, says Mike. And also, he should, says Ruben. And also, good game. Cheers for the stream, man. Big love all. Says Sebastian there. But yeah, I hope you guys did all enjoy the live stream. We have got plenty more coming in the near future with the internationals. Again, nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all